Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook, Hokage's Strongest Krypton Gold System. Chapter 21. Pretending to be dizzy, right? Then I will let you have a good time. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki walked up to Uchiha Yanquan a few steps, then turned Uchiha Yanquan's body over, and asked worriedly. Student Yanquan, are you okay? Uchiha Yanquan is full of drama now, being kicked by Uchiha Kamizuki like this. How could he dare to show a little flaw, and suddenly became more energetic in fashion? Student Yanquan, wake up quickly, don't scare me. By the way, I remembered, Mr. Uehara taught us first aid. Student Yanquan, just wait, I will come to save you. Uchiha Kamizuki also started his performance, deliberately talking to himself loudly, pretending to be concerned, and then began to, clumsily, start the first aid measures. Boom. I saw Uchiha Kamizuki making a gesture that seemed to be cardiopulmonary resuscitation, and the wolf punched Uchiha Yanquan's body. Uchiha Yanquan's body twitched involuntarily due to the pain, but he still held back and continued to lie on the ground pretending to be dizzy. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki frowned faintly, and he was not polite at the moment, and hit Uchiha Yanquan with another life-saving fist. Boom. Uchiha Yanquan's body trembled violently. He was almost blown away by Uchiha Kamizuki's punch. Although he really wanted to wake up from this, he didn't want to suffer this kind of torture anymore. However, thinking that he had already been punched before, and with the 50 taels of bet, Uchiha Yanquan decided to endure it a little longer. Yoa, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Uchiha Kamizuki raised his eyebrows slightly, secretly thinking that this Uchiha Yanquan can really be pretended, so that his complexion will not change, and he will still pretend to be dizzy. Okay, young man, then don't blame the man for being cruel. Uchiha Kamizuki narrowed his eyes slightly, and a trace of thunder attribute chakra appeared on his hand, directly giving Uchiha Yanquan a cure. Well, Uchiha Yanquan let out a muffled snort, his whole body convulsed even more violently, and he was about to be unable to bear it. At this moment, an angry shout suddenly came from the direction of the school gate. Enough! I saw a thin figure with a sinister face appearing in the training field in an instant, and without saying a word, he punched Uchiha Kamizuki. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately dodged to avoid the opponent's blow. Shua! After forcing Uchiha Kamizuki back, the visitor did not pursue, but grabbed Uchiha Yanquan on the ground, and then retreated 2 steps. Chakra swept away, and the visitor found that Uchiha Yanquan was not seriously injured, but his face still showed an angry look, and he shouted at Uchiha Kamizuki. Uchiha Kamizuki, you are a member of the Uchiha clan, and you are so cruel to your fellow clansmen. Besides, the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan, is the strongest blood successor Genkei in the entire ninja world, but you ran to practice taijutsu. Uchiha Kamizuki, you are a disgrace to my Uchiha clan, you are not worthy of my Uchiha clan. As soon as the visitor came up, he was bombarded with the mouth like a cannon, and Uchiha Kamizuki had to say admiration. It's a pity not to be a host with this level of bluff. Uchiha Kamizuki squinted at the guy who appeared out of nowhere, and couldn't help laughing. Just look at the Uchiha family emblem clothes that this person is wearing, and the degree of maintenance of the Uchiha Yanquan. He is either a relative or a flatterer. In this regard, Uchiha Kamizuki smiled disdainfully, and then said, you are Yanquan's father, right? To be honest, Yanquan and I were in a fair duel. Besides, I was challenged by classmate Yanquan. If you say that, it's too biased. Uchiha Kamizuki then smiled charmingly and said, I forgot to tell you, Yanquan still has a bet of 50,000 taels with me. Uchiha Tien Ajdd shouted loudly, and in the next moment his eyes appeared, a rich and extremely scarlet color, and 2 pitch-black Hokage spun in it. Suddenly, an evil and ominous aura surged out from Uchiha Amakaze's body, oppressing Uchiha Kamizuki. Boy, I think you are courting death. How can Uchiha Amakaze not be angry? Who doesn't know that Uchiha Yanquan is the son of Uchiha Tianquan, the director of the Konoha Police Department? Uchiha Kamizuki still says that, and he is really setting him up. The students around who were still watching the excitement screamed in fright when they saw these eyes, and subconsciously ran outside. This is Tsutomu Sharingan, he is a member of the Konoha Police Force. As Sarutobi Asuma of Fire 2nd Generation, after seeing Uchiha Tionka's, his face suddenly became gloomy. The people of the Uchiha clan are too outrageous, they dare to run into the ninja school to make trouble. You know, the ninja school is a place that sends fresh blood to Konoha, so it naturally attracts the attention of 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Therefore, under normal circumstances, it is impossible for a non-ninja school instructor like Uchiha Amaka's to come in. In particular, the current Uchiha Tianfang is still here to openly threaten the students of the ninja school, which is simply an act of lawlessness. Sarutobi Asuma looked around, both angry and puzzled. If it is said that Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Yanquan had a fair duel before, and the instructors could not come forward to stop it, it is understandable. However, now that Uchiha Tianfang came here to make trouble, none of these instructors came, which is a bit weird. Could it be that someone deliberately wants to expand the situation here? In an instant, Sarutobi Asuma smelled a different aura. Squad leader Asuma, what shall we do now? The two girls, Yuhihong and Nohara Lin, looked at him nervously. No way, whoever called Sarutobi Asuma as the second generation of fire, usually, even the instructor Uehara Ida wants to give Sarutobi Asuma some face. Therefore, in the eyes of Yuhihong and Nohara Rin, only Sarutobi Asuma has the ability to stop the current situation from developing. Hearing this, Sarutobi Asuma looked towards the field. Uchiha Amaka's had a cruel face, and Uchiha Kamizuki also showed an unprecedented dignified expression. Obviously the two sides are going to come to the real thing. After judging the form on the field, Asuma Guodang said decisively. I can't help it, this matter is beyond our ability, we must notify the school elders immediately. I have no choice. This matter is beyond our ability. We must notify the teachers of the school immediately. After judging the form on the field, Asuma Guodang said decisively. Go. Among the Uchiha clan, those who can enter the Konoha Police Department and serve in the Uchiha clan must be at least at the Chunin level. Once they start fighting, we have no ability to stop them at all, and there will inevitably be casualties. I'll go find teacher Uehara right away. After Might Guy yelled, he ran towards the guidance office of the school. This fool. Uchiha Obito looked at the field. The arrogant Uchiha Tionkas immediately cursed unhappily, and then rushed into the duel field. On the side, Lin Nohara had sharp eyes and quick hands, and immediately grabbed Uchiha Obito, and shouted very angrily. Obito, what are you doing? It's already this time, can you stop making trouble? That guy bullied my cousin, I'm going to help my cousin. Uchiha Obito looked at Rin Nohara, and said solemnly. After all, I'm Kamizuki's cousin. Obito, with your strength, you can't help Kamizuki at all, you can only make trouble for him. After hearing Uchiha Obito's words, Nohara Lin couldn't help being a little angry, and stared at Uchiha Obito very displeased. Uchiha Obito's face is ugly, his cousin is being bullied, he wants to help, but he is looked down upon by the person he likes. At this moment, Uchiha Obito couldn't help but feel a pain in his heart, and for the first time, he felt a desire for great strength. Uchiha Kamizuki, you are courting death. Two Tomo Sharingan of Uchiha Amaka's looked at Uchiha Kamizuki coldly, his scarlet eyes were full of killing intent. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki showed a confident look on his handsome and immature face, and said without showing weakness. You want to kill me? Then you come. You really think I dare not touch you? Uchiha Tianfang showed a vicious right hand on his waist as fast as lightning, and then threw a handful of kunai at Uchiha Kamizuki. Uchiha Tianfang is no better than Uchiha Yanquan, he is a genuine Chunin, and his physical fitness far surpasses Uchiha Yanquan. Therefore, the kunai he throws is far above Uchiha Yanquan in terms of speed, power, and accuracy. Almost in an instant, that kunai came in front of Uchiha Kamizuki. This guy actually dared to kill people in the ninja school. Under the crisis of life and death, the lightning flashed on Uchiha Kamizuki's body. Call out. The next moment, that kunai pierced Uchiha Kamizuki's head. Cousin Kamizuki. Among the crowd, Uchiha Obito's eyes widened when he saw this scene, and his whole body was stimulated by the scene in front of him. A strong emotion of fear and hatred surged from the depths of Uchiha Obito's heart, and pictures flashed in his mind. Uchiha Obito remembered the scene of him playing with Uchiha Kamizuki when he was a child. thinking of the scene where he and Uchiha Kamizuki lived and ate together in the past 6 months. Thinking of Uchiha Kamizuki's concerned look towards him. However, all the good things in the past collapsed with the death of Uchiha Kamizuki and turned into darkness. At the same time, a special chakra suddenly emerged strangely from the depths of his mind, and slowly soaked into his brain. In the end, this special chakra burst into his eyes with a sudden surge of anger and fear. Ah! Ah! Uchiha Obito let out a roar, and his originally black and white eyes turned into scarlet at this moment. At the same time, his originally complete black pupils split suddenly, turning into 2 jet black symmetrical hooks, turning in the scarlet eyes. A cold, strange, dark, and ominous evil breath escaped from his eyes. Stimulated by Uchiha Obito's aura, the expressions of Nohara Lin, Yuhihong, Sarutobi Asuma and others also changed. Immediately, all of them focused their eyes on Uchiha Obito's body, and discovered the abnormal state of Uchiha Obito at this time. Obito, your eyes. Nohara Lin had a dull expression on her face, she couldn't believe what she saw. Sarutobi Asuma is well informed and knew the situation of Uchiha Obito in an instant. He couldn't help but feel a little apprehensive, but he comforted everyone with a voice, saying, "It's okay." Classmate Obito was stimulated, causing his Sharingan to open his eyes. That's right. Hearing this, Nohara Lin and the others couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Kamizuki-san is amazing. At this moment, a cry of exclamation caught the attention of Sarutobi Asuma and the others, and they immediately turned their attention to the dual field. I saw that Uchiha Kamizuki, whose head was pierced by kunai, disappeared slowly in front of everyone's eyes. And Uchiha Kamizuki's real body has appeared in front of Uchiha Amaka's. Quick, the previous one is an afterimage. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Tianfang couldn't help but his heart jumped, but his mind became calmer. Shua, Uchiha Amakaze's pair, 2 Tomo Sharingan turned quickly, locking onto Uchiha Kamizuki's real body almost instantly. Call out. The sharp kunai flipped over in Uchiha Tiankaze's right hand, and kunai changed from a forward grip to a reverse grip in an instant. Uchiha Kamizuki, you who have not awakened Sharingan, you can have such strength, your talent is really good. But, unfortunately, you are going to die today. As soon as the words fell, Uchiha Amakaze's figure instantly disappeared in front of Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes. Die, brat. Uchiha Tianfang's voice suddenly came from behind Uchiha, and Sennin's killing intent stimulated Uchiha Kamizuki's hairs to stand on end. Not good. Uchiha Kamizuki is now in an unprecedented crisis, and it has become impossible to escape. Although his speed is good, compared with Uchiha Tianka's, who is a Chunin and knows the body flicker technique, it is still a lot worse. This kind of gap, even if he uses lightning-style chakra to activate the body cells, it will not work. After all, at this time, Uchiha Kamizuki has reached Genin's level only in physical skills. There are no other illusions, physical skills, etc., and they are all still in the realm of apprenticeship. This is the real realm crushing. Laugh. The sharp pain pierced through Uchiha Kamizuki's back, and bright red blood burst out immediately. Humph. Seeing this scene, the corner of Uchiha Tianfang's mouth couldn't help showing a sneer, and the killing intent in his heart became stronger, and he shouted. Little ghost, you underestimate my Sharingan too. Die. Uchiha Tianka's turned around and suddenly launched an offensive behind him, this time he didn't hold back his hands. Chunin-level chakra poured into kunai continuously, and kunai gradually emitted a light blue light, extending a circle of blue blades, and the sharp breath stimulated people's scalp to tingle. Boom. The moment Uchiha Tianka's turned around, the former Uchiha Kamizuki turned into a piece of wood in a burst of white mist and fell to the ground. Not good. Uchiha Kamizuki, who just finished the body replacement technique, couldn't help but constrict his pupils when he saw Uchiha Tianka's approaching him quickly. There is a gap between ninjas, which is like the backswing in the game. Uchiha Kamizuki had only performed the body replacement technique before, and with his current Genin level strength, it was really too difficult to perform consecutive techniques. In other words, this blow, Uchiha Kamizuki can't dodge. Is everything over like this? I'm not famous in the ninja world yet. I'm not reconciled. A strong sense of fear rose from the bottom of Uchiha Kamizuki's heart, stimulating his eyes to gradually turn red. Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki's Sharingan appeared unconsciously. Moreover, with the infusion of a strange chakra in his mind, the single jade in his eyes began to split and turned into two symmetrical double jades. In just an instant, Uchiha Kamizuki saw that the movements of Uchiha Amaka's in front of him seemed to be in slow motion, and every movement became clearly visible. At the same time, Uchiha Kamizuki also has a powerful mind that is unrivaled and unrivaled. It makes him wish to destroy the world. This is. In just a split second, Uchiha Kamizuki suppressed the throbbing in his heart and closed the two-tomo Sharingan. But, even so, Uchiha Kamizuki's two-tomo Sharingan was seen by Uchiha Amaka's. It turned out to be double hook jade when I opened my eyes. Uchiha Tianfang's expression was shocked, and he couldn't believe what he saw. He knows how difficult it is for the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan to awaken and upgrade. People like Uchiha Kamizuki who activate two-tomo Sharingan at the beginning will have fewer detours in the future than those who only activate single Guyu. Fortunately, he is still young. As long as he is killed now, he will not be able to threaten me in the future. Thinking of this, the killing intent in Uchiha Tianfang's heart suddenly boiled like magma, and the movements of his hands became a little faster. Earth-style soil wall. Just when kunai in Uchiha Tiankazi's hand was about to attack Uchiha Kamizuki, a solid earth wall suddenly rose between the two of them. Clang clang. Most of the sharp kunai pierced into the wall, but it was impossible to hurt Uchiha Kamizuki again. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Tianfang's hand immediately began to seal. He must kill Uchiha Kamizuki today, otherwise the chance of finding it again in the future is too small. Bold. Before Uchiha Tiankas could perform ninjutsu, Uehara Ida, who heard the news, immediately shouted. Who are you? How dare you break into the ninja school, and here you intend to kill the students of the ninja school? As the voice fell, Uehara Ida had also arrived in front of Uchiha Kamizuki, blocking Uchiha Amakazi's attack route. Asshole. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Tianfang couldn't help cursing secretly, and immediately knew that it was impossible for him to kill Uchiha Kamizuki today. Snort. Uchiha Tianfang snorted coldly, immediately took Uchiha Yanquan and walked towards the school gate. Stop. Seeing that Uchiha Tianfang is going to leave, Uchiha God uses it but is not happy. He almost died in the opponent's hands before, but now the grandson sees that he can't kill him, so he wants to leave. How can it be so easy? Little ghost, do you think they can keep you? Uchiha Tianfang first glanced at Uchiha Kamizuki, then glanced at several instructors around him, and sneered. He is a member of the Uchiha clan, possessing the blood inheritance limit of Sharingan, and his real combat power is comparable to that of the special Jonin. At this moment, although there are 5 or 6 Chunin instructors around. But these people are good at education, but not in actual combat. Even, there are quite a few Chunin teachers who are promoted to Chunin only by accumulating tasks and experience, and their combat effectiveness is only at the level of elite genin. If it wasn't for Uchiha Amaka's who didn't want to be a traitor, he would have killed Uchiha Kamizuki today. What he didn't expect was that he was going to let this kid go, but Uchiha Kamizuki, this little brat, turned against him and made trouble for him, really desperate. So what? Come and kill me if you have the ability. Uchiha Kamizuki flashed his figure, came directly to Uehara Ida's side, and said to Uchiha Amaka's. Son of a dog, come here and mess with your father if you have the ability. If you don't have the guts, just obediently hand over the 50,000 taels you owe me to dad. Uchiha Kamizuki has already seen it clearly. This Uchiha wave Tiankas has already produced killing intent towards himself, and has offended him to death. That being the case, Uchiha Kamizuki has nothing to worry about, just kill it. Besides, 50,000 taels, that's a full 10,000 taels, enough for him to issue 5 more C-level character cards. If Uchiha Kamizuki just watched it slip away like this, he really couldn't do it. Uchiha Kamizuki, you are courting death. Uchiha Tiankas let out a roar, his body flashed, and he was about to pounce on Uchiha Kamizuki. Asshole. Although several other instructors are disgusted, Uchiha is godlike and provokes Uchiha Tianfang's behavior. However, as the instructors of the ninja school, if they don't take action when they see this situation, they will never want to work in the ninja school. If you dare to stop me, then die with Uchiha Kamizuki. Uchiha Tianfang was completely angry at this time. he was dominated by anger, and he couldn't manage so many messy things. What he wants to do most now is to kill Uchiha Kamizuki and the others directly. Stop. When things were about to intensify, several ninjas wearing Anbu uniforms suddenly appeared in front of Uchiha Amaka's. A ninja with a dog head mask stopped Uchiha Tionka's in an instant, and said in a cold voice. Uchiha Amaka's, Hokage-sama please. Snort. Seeing the appearance of the Anbu ninja, Uchiha Amaka's immediately put away the kunai, not daring to be presumptuous anymore. Anbu is actually a special unit of assassination tactics, and the members of Anbu are excellent ninjas selected from the village. Their main job is to protect Hokage and prevent foreign enemies from invading the ninja village, and sometimes they are also responsible for reconnaissance and assassination tasks. The nature of Anbu's tasks is generally extremely harsh or boring, such as guarding important suspects. Due to the particularity of Anbu's mission, its members wear white masks imitating animals when they act, and the nature of the mission and all other information are kept confidential. Anbu is directly under Hokage, and all orders are issued by Hokage. There are several teams of 4 or 5 people under the army. Under normal circumstances, the team leader uniformly conveys orders and leads the execution of tasks, and the tasks are all commensurate with code names. It can be said that Anbu is the sharpest knife under Hokage, an ace unit belonging to Hokage, and Anbu ninjas are elite ninjas in the village and among all ethnic groups. Anbu has been established since 2nd Hokage Senju Tobarama came to power. Its purpose is to maintain Hokage's dominance. At the same time, it is also one of the secret weapons for supervising and deterring the big families. The number and identity have always been a secret. The major families in Konoha village are all afraid of Anbu. Uchiha Tianfang, as a member of the Uchiha clan and a member of the police force, naturally knows the existence and status of Anbu. Therefore, as soon as he saw Anbu's ninja come forward, he stopped immediately, otherwise Anbu would deal with him as a traitor on the spot, even killing him on the spot. I'll go with you. Uchiha Tionka's was very sensible, and without waiting for Anbu's ninja to speak, he took the initiative to walk towards the Hokage house. Seeing this scene, several Anbu ninjas looked at each other and followed. After Uchiha Tionka's was taken away by Anbu ninja, the students on the playground were also ordered by the instructor to return to the classroom and soon dispersed. However, even after returning to the classroom, the students of ninja school are still discussing the previous matter. It can be said that after what happened to you today, Uchiha Kamizuki's reputation among the younger generation can be described as thunderous. After all, in the past 6 months, Uchiha Kamizuki has successively defeated Hyuga Hiden and Uchiha Yanquan, these 2 famous figures in the Router clan. Before that, he played hard steel Chunin Uchiha Tianfang. Although he lost badly, in terms of courage and strength, he was absolutely the best ninja school. At this time, the genius in everyone's eyes, Uchiha Kamizuki was sitting on his seat with a wry smile on his face. Opposite him, sat Uchiha Obito, who had finally developed pink eye disease. At this time, Uchiha Obito was holding those glorious kunai in his hand, looking at the pair of one Tomo Sharingan projected from above. Cousin Kamizuki, what do you think of my pair of Sharingan? Uchiha Obito resisted the urge to laugh up to the sky, and looked at Uchiha Kamizuki very seriously, with an expression of, I finally got the opportunity to act aggressively, and I must cherish it. Cousin Obito, you're so handsome. Uchiha Kamizuki posed very cooperatively, as if a fan saw an idol, first praised Uchiha Obito, and then said regretfully. However, this is not good. Uchiha Obito was in a good mood when he heard Uchiha Kamizuki's praise, but the sentence after Uchiha Kamizuki completely stunned him, and he couldn't help asking. Why, Cousin Obito, don't you know? Too handsome to have no friends. Uchiha Kamizuki said earnestly. Look at Hatake Kakashi, because he loves to show off too much, he is too far away from everyone. As a result, he has no boyfriend or girlfriend. This kind of person is destined to be single for the rest of his life. What? When Uchiha Obito heard this, he couldn't help being startled, and couldn't help but recall the situation of Hatake Kakashi in his mind, and he really didn't talk much with his cousin. It's broken, I must not be so handsome that I have no friends. Uchiha Obito immediately put away the Sharingan, and then put on an approachable look, chatting with other students. Uchiha Obito decided that he must not follow Hatake Kakashi's old path, he wants to mingle with the masses. Okay, finally dealt with it. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at the beginning, and Uchiha Obito, who was interviewing privately on Weibo, couldn't help but sigh, but the boredom in his heart was hard to unravel. Too many things happened today. First of all, the 50,000 taels of bet between him and Uchiha Yanquan was enough. And today he opened 2 Tomo Sharingan. It is estimated that people will be misunderstood as a genius to open 2 Tomo Sharingan once. Thinking of Konoha's high-level attitude towards the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Kamizuki felt dizzy for a while, but he was afraid of being targeted by Shimura Danzo. No. Thinking about it, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly felt creepy. He finally understood what happened today. Before, he thought that the Hyuga clan was behind the scenes, deliberately promoting Uchiha Kamizuki's reputation. In this way, Uchiha Yanquan will become jealous of him, and then take the initiative to challenge him to make him enmity with the powerful figures of the Uchiha clan. However, if you think about it carefully, it is impossible for the Hyuga clan to do this. If you act like this, no matter what the final result of Uchiha Kamizuki is, the reputation of the Uchiha clan will spread far and wide. After all, whether it is Uchiha God, Wang Zhaohao, you or Uchiha Yanquan, they are all members of the Uchiha clan in the final analysis. Such a situation is definitely not what the Hyuga clan wants to see. Then there is only one person who can do this, and that is the people of the Uchiha clan. With the current confrontation between the Uchiha clan and the Konoha high level, once a talented person with amazing talent appears in the Uchiha clan, they will definitely receive the attention of the Konoha high level. And Uchiha Yanquan, who started Sharingan at the age of 6, is the son of the great elder of the Uchiha clan, so he must have been on the list of high-level Konoha people. As the father of Uchiha Yanquan, Uchiha Tianquan definitely does not want to see his son being taken care of by Shimura Danzo and the others. Then, a more talented character is needed to share some of the pressure on his son. And Uchiha Kamizuki, who has no father or mother since he was a child, but who is talented and able to pass, has become the best candidate. Oh, shoot the bird. Why didn't I think of it? Uchiha Kamizuki scolded himself secretly, being dazzled by money, he didn't even see such a simple truth. Let me just say, how did that Uchiha Amakas appear by such a coincidence? Besides, why didn't the teachers of those ninja schools come out to stop them? You know, ninja school is one of the most fancy places in 3rd Hokage. Anyone who wants to make trouble here is provoking the authority of 3rd Hokage. With Shimura Danzo's personality, who likes to monitor the whole village's movements for a long time, it's so abnormal that such a big thing happened today, and there is no movement at all. It seems that Konoha's high-ranking officials probably confronted the Uchiha clan. I didn't expect that I accidentally stepped into this big pit. I was thinking about being obscene and growing up, but now I'm in trouble. The more Uchiha Kamizuki analyzed, the uglier his face became. If Shimura Danzo took a fancy to this and forcibly recruited me into the root organization, it would be terrible. Uchiha Kamizuki doesn't want to be planted by Shimura Danzo on his body. All kinds of horrible and strange spell marks, life and death, can't be controlled by himself. Instead of being Shimura Danzo's dog, Uchiha Kamizuki thinks that he would rather die. What should I do? With Shimura Danzo's means, it is impossible not to find out that I have opened the double hook jade. It's over, 6-year-old 2 Tomo Sharingan, this talent is almost catching up with geniuses like Uchiha Itachi and Uchiha Shisui. It is impossible for Shimura Danzo to let go of such a genius. What should I do now? The more Uchiha Kamizuki thought about it, the more frightened he became, and his face became more and more ugly. Take refuge with the Uchiha clan. No way. The Uchiha clan will be wiped out in a short time. If you get involved with them, the end will definitely be the same as in the original book. Besides, I have offended Uchiha Tianquan. They can't treat me sincerely. The end is similar to joining the root organization. Among the current Konohas, the only one who can confront Shimura Danzo is 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. But since Sarutobi Hiruzen accepted Sannin as an apprentice, he has rarely accepted apprentices. After all, he is not tempted by a genius like Namikaze Minato. Combined with the sensitive identity of my Uchiha clan, 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, this step is impossible. The second is the wood industry White Fang Hitaki Tsukumo and Sanin. Hitaki Tsukumo already has a son Hitaki Kakashi. Additionally, Hitaki Tsukumo is an expert in swordsmanship, and it is passed down in his family, and his own routines are not suitable for him. It is impossible for him to accept disciples. As for Sanin, Orochimaru is a mad scientist, plus he will cooperate with Shimura Danzo, especially in the later stage. Orochimaru has become a rebel. If I really wear a pair of Sharingan and go to learn from a teacher, I guess I will become a test product for Orochimaru and Shimura Danzo before I get out of the teacher. Neither Jiraiya, this guy is basically out of Konoha village, just running around peeping. If I really worshipped him as my teacher, I would probably have been killed by Shimura Danzo, and he was still peeking outside to watch women take a bath. Fourth Hokage Namikaze Minato is an example. Nine Tails riot, both Namikaze Minato and his wife are dead, Jiraiya is not in the village. Then, there is only Senju Tsunade in Sanin. However, now that Kato Dan and Senju Nawaki have just died, the current Senju Tsunade is depressed. If you want her to accept another apprentice, the chance is better than third Hokage. After some analysis, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly felt that the road ahead was dark, and there was no place for him to live in the huge village of Konoha Shinobi. What the hell, are you going to let me, a scumbag who only has physical strength up to the genin level, become a rebel at the age of 6? Let's forget it. With my current strength, I probably won't even be able to get out of the village, so I'll be directly taken down. After all, in the original book, when Uchiha Sasuke was a rebellious ninja, after Konoha village was jointly destroyed by Orochimaru and Sand Shinobi village, he sent 5 Otonin ninjas to support him, and finally ran away. The current Konoha village Sanin is still here, and Hitaki Tsukumo, the master of coercion against Sanin, and Namikaze Minato are also showing their talents for the first time. I think it's not like I'm going to die. Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki froze, then couldn't help laughing, thinking to himself. How could I forget about Namikaze Minato? He is the future, Golden Flash, and 4th Hokage of Ninja World. I can worship him as a teacher, and I have the opportunity to get the Flying Thunder God technique and Mount Myoboku's Sage Mode in the future. The more Uchiha Kamizuki thinks about it, the more he feels that he has a door. Although in terms of power, Namikaze Minato was born as a commoner ninja. However, now Namikaze Minato has begun to emerge, and 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen is also paying more and more attention to him. Moreover, he still has Senju Tsunade as his aunt. If something happens, Namikaze Minato can also ask Senju Tsunade to help him. He also has the opportunity to wrestle with Shimura Danzo and save him. Moreover, as long as Uchiha Kamizuki learns from Namikaze Minato, he will immediately become one of the most profound backgrounds in the entire Hokage. Because of the teacher Namikaze Minato, Uchiha Kamizuki's background immediately became extremely profound. At that time, Uchiha Kamizuki's ancestors were Dame Hokage Senju Hashirama, and 2nd Hokage Senju Tobarama. Grand Master is 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Senai is 5th Hokage Senju Tsunade. Senior brother is 6th Hokage Hitaki Kakashi. Nephew is Uzumaki Boruto. The junior is 7th Hokage Uzumaki Naruto. From the 1st generation Hokage to the 8th generation Hokage, all of them are reserved by Uchiha Kamizuki. With such a frenzied personal resume, he is so arrogant that he has no friends, and it is definitely not a problem to live to the finale. Okay, deal. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately decided that starting today, he would go wandering around the streets to see if he could meet Namikaze Minato and said that he would ask for a teacher. According to the logic, with Namikaze Minato's heart, I don't mind if I am from the Uchiha clan. Uchiha Kamizuki carefully recalled the setting of Namikaze Minato in the original book, and felt that he was the only character other than Uzumaki Naruto who had no obvious dark history. Moreover, Namikaze Minato has a milder personality and is quite a talkative person, with the highest success rate among all of them. After making up his mind, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but feel more at ease, and then he began to pay attention to the changes in Sharingan after he evolved the double hook jade. Opening the Sharingan quietly, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly felt that his senses were greatly enhanced. His eyes were fixed, and he could even see the fine dust floating in the air, which was hard to see with the naked eye. Sure enough, 2 Tomo Sharingan only enhanced the aspect of motion vision to the limit, but chakra didn't have the slightest increase. After Uchiha Kamizuki sensed it carefully, he couldn't help but have a deeper understanding of 2 Tomo Sharingan's ability. 2 times of stimulation made me open 2 Tomo Sharingan so early, but there is still no way to advance to 3 Tomo Sharingan. Also, the situation at this time does not allow me to be promoted to 3 Tomo Sharingan. Furthermore, even if I was promoted to 3 Tomo Sharingan, it would not be of much use. Among the current Uchiha clan, there are quite a few members of the Sengoyu clan, but don't you still have to look at Sarutobi Hiruzen's face? After Uchiha Kamizuki thought about it in 2009, he finally found a way to promote him to 3 Tomo Sharingan within a short period of time. This method is to use the great terror between life and death to stimulate his own spiritual body, thereby advancing to the 3 Tomo Sharingan. Uchiha Kamizuki's method was summed up after he summed up Uchiha Sasuke's experience of opening eyes. In the original book, Uchiha Sasuke's eyes changed from ordinary pupils to single guyu, because he experienced the murder of his family members. Then, facing the elder brother who killed his parents but being helpless, it was caused after the emotion became extremely agitated. As for the advance of single guyu to double guyu, it was during the battle with Minazukashiro during the Wave Country mission. The situation at that time was extremely urgent, and Uchiha Sasuke was facing a life and death crisis. Such pressure forced him, and one eye advanced to become a double Hokage, seeing the water clearly and using white first. Both eyes advanced to double Go Jade at the same time. Not long after, the battle with Orochimaru in the Chunin examination room was also facing a great life and death crisis. Similarly, Uchiha Sasuke's double Hook Jade, the promotion mechanism of triple Hook Jade has not changed much. It is also when facing great pressure, encountering a life or death crisis, being extremely nervous, and when chakra is most active, he is promoted successfully. When Uchiha Sasuke's Sengoyu was promoted to Mangekyo Sharingan, the mechanism changed. 3 Tomo Sharingan is promoted to Mangekyo Sharingan, and the required condition is to witness the death of a loved one in front of oneself. In Uchiha Kamizuki's view, the opening and advancement of Sharingan is actually a biological stress response and self-protection mechanism. Members of the Uchiha clan, who are promoted from single Go Jade to 3 Go Jade, are generally when they are faced with tremendous pressure that threatens their survival. It's as if the gecko faced a predator, and its body had an instinctive reaction to deal with the danger. The muscles of its tail contracted urgently, and the tail would automatically fall off. The gecko's shed tail, since the nerves in it have not been completely necrotic, can vibrate to attract the attention of the predator, thus giving the gecko a chance to escape. Many animals also possess the same stress defense mechanism. For example, possums will play dead when faced with crisis stimuli. This kind of feigning death is not a kind of acting, but a special reaction of the body. The vitality is cut off in an instant, the heart rate and breathing rate are greatly reduced, and a rancid smell is secreted. The special gene of the Uchiha family, that is, the blood inheritance boundary, is likely to have a recessive gene in the gene fragment. This gene will cause their own eye cells to be affected by the fear pheromone secreted by the brain's amygdala when they are facing a life or death crisis. As a result, upgraded occurs, making the recessive genes among the genes in their bodies start to work and transform into dominant. The amygdala is the brain organization that produces emotions, recognizes emotions and regulates emotions, and controls learning and memory. Once a person's amygdala has lesions, they will show symptoms of loss of fear and even loss of emotion. Uchiha Kamizuki's conjecture is roughly consistent with Senju Hashirama's statement in the original work, and the details are more complete. After the two are combined, Uchizuki can be sure that the Uchiha clan advanced Mangekyo request. If you want to advance to Mangekyo Sharingan, the first step is to let the people of the Uchiha clan understand the true meaning of love, and when they lose it, the emotion of love will turn into a more powerful hatred. That is to say, when the Uchiha family understands the pain of losing love, a special kind of chakra will invade their brains, causing the nerves to grow regularly, causing changes in their eyes. This special chakra is actually a variant of Yinden chakra, which is the combination of Yinden chakra and fear hormones, which stimulates the eyeball nerves of the Uchiha family and causes physiological changes of opening the eyes. It seems that I have to find an opportunity to come and risk my life once. After Uchiha Kamizuki thought about it, he gritted his teeth secretly and planned to fight. Before, Uchiha Kamizuki actually thought about using illusion to hypnosis and stimulate himself to be promoted to 3-Tomo Sharingan. However, it was rejected in the end. Because Sharingan's advancement requires strong stimulation. If it is an illusion, then he will know that it is fake when he meets his subconscious mind, and the degree of stimulation is not enough. It's like watching a horror movie. If you know it's fake, you won't be too scared, and if you're a little bolder, you won't feel anything at all. Therefore, Uchiha Kamizuki must play for real, so that it is possible to use this stimulus to open 3-Tomo Sharingan. After a while, my pupil power reserves are full, so I'll go for a wave of death. In the end, Uchiha Kamizuki still decided that he must be promoted to 3-Tomo Sharingan as soon as possible, with the ability to cast illusions. But when Uchiha Kamizuki was about to die, Uchiha Tianquan was discussing countermeasures with Uchiha Fugaku and others in the Uchiha tribe far away on the edge of Konoha. Master Tianquan, we can't do this, what happened today is completely a trap. That's right, this is simply a conspiracy by Konoha's high-level officials, I can't stand it anymore. The duel in the ninja school requires the presence of an instructor. However, according to the information, when Uchiha Kamizuki and Uchiha Yanquan fought, they didn't guide the old master at all, which can't be counted at all. Besides, Uchiha Tianfeng is not at all the person we sent out on our own initiative. Master Tianquan, Lord Shenna, all of this is a conspiracy of Konoha's high-level officials. I think we must not give in this time. A group of elders and principals of the Uchiha clan were very emotional when they spoke to each other, and they all demanded that the high-level Konoha leaders be sent back. However, Uchiha Tianquan, head of the Konoha police department, and Uchiha Kana, the patriarch, didn't react too much to this. They just watched the development of the situation quietly and did not participate in the discussion of this matter. All the elders and principals of the Uchiha clan were very emotional when they said something to each other, and they all demanded that the high-level Konoha leaders be sent back. However, Uchiha Tenazumi, head of the Konoha police department, and Uchiha Kana, the patriarch, didn't have much reaction to this. They just watched the development of the situation quietly, and did not participate in the discussion of this matter. Gradually, the discussion in the conference room became smaller and smaller. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kana turned her eyes to Uchiha Fugaku, smiled lightly, and asked, "Fugaku, what do you think about this matter?" Hearing this, Uchiha Fugaku got up from the tatami mat, bowed to Uchiha Kana, his future father-in-law, and then said, "Reporting to Mrs. Kana, Fugaku thinks that we should immediately remove Uchiha Tiankazi's position in the police department, lest Konoha's high-ranking officials use this incident as a reason to blame my Uchiha clan. At the same time, we, the Uchiha clan, absolutely cannot admit to Konoha's high-level accusations about the ninja school, and give Konoha's high-level people excuses and opportunities to attack." That's right, Fugaku's suggestion coincides with my opinion. After Uchiha Kana listened to Uchiha Fugaku's response, she couldn't help but nodded with satisfaction, and then looked at Uchiha Tianquan and asked, "Master Tianquan, do you have anything else to add?" Fugaku's plan is good, and I generally think so. Uchiha Tianfeng's position, I actually relieved him a month ago. Actually, Master Kana and I have long since discovered that Uchiha Tenkaz has already taken refuge in Shimura Danzo in secret. His behavior this time was, in fact, instigated by Shimura Danzo, and Kana-sama and I just followed the trend and took this opportunity to get rid of Uchiha Mikaz. Uchiha Tianquan smiled slightly, and in the eyes of the Uchiha elders who were puzzled, he recounted what happened this time. Actually, the matter of Uchiha Kamizuki before, I photographed people to spread it secretly. Quote, "The reason is that Uchiha Tianfeng leaked information about Uchiha Shisui, which made Konoha's senior management notice Uchiha Shisui. Uchiha Shisui is my clan, among the clansmen who have appeared in these years, the gifted child with the best talent. To prevent my Uchiha clan from reappearing a powerful ninja like the ancestor Uchiha Madara. Among the Konoha senior management, the Hokage senior management headed by Shimura Danzo intends to transfer Uchiha Shisui into the root organization. Shimura Danzo wants to use the power of the seal to control Uchiha Shisui, and even use him as a spy to spy on our family's intelligence. For this reason, Master Kana and I plan to mold Uchiha Kamizuki into the strongest genius of our clan and let him distract Shimura Danzo. Sure enough, Shimura Danzo was fooled, and he turned his attention to Uchiha Kamizuki. Having said that, Uchiha Tianquan's complexion changed, and he said to everyone very seriously. Remember, right now, Uchiha Kamizuki is the most talented child of my Uchiha clan. At the same time, before you have absolute strength, don't challenge the bottom line of Konoha's senior management. After Uchiha Tianquan's loud words fell, all the elders in the conference room, Uchiha's elders, were suddenly surprised, and it took a long time to recover, and said separately. We understand, Lord Tianquan. We get it, Tiantianren. We understand, Lord Tianquan. Just at the end of the meeting, a member of the police department of the Uchiha clan entered the meeting room and said respectfully to Uchiha Kana. Master Kana, Lord Tianquan, Anbu ninjas have come to inform you, Lord Third Hokage summoned you. Okay, I know, you go down first and tell them that the Emperor and I will go right away. Uchiha Kana was not surprised at the summoning of Third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. He waved his hand casually and signaled the visitor to go down, and then said to Uchiha Fugaku. Fugaku, get ready, you accompany me and Master Tianquan to meet Master Hokage. Yes, Uchiha Fugaku knows that his father-in-law is deliberately cultivating himself. Immediately, Uchiha Fugaku got up directly, without the slightest hesitation, followed behind Uchiha Tianquan and Uchiha Kana, and went to meet Hokage together. 10 minutes later, Uchiha Kana and others came downstairs to Hokage's house, waiting for Hokage's call. The Hokage house has 3 floors. The third floor is Hokage's office, where Master Hokage assigns tasks to the ninja squad. At the same time, if someone has important matters to discuss and wants to ask to see Master Hokage, they will also be here. However, you must first apply at the reception desk on the first floor of the Hokage house, and you can go to the Hokage office to meet Hokage after you get permission. Soon, an Anbu ninja got off the shelf from upstairs, came to Uchiha Kana and others, and said, Clan Chief Shena, you can go up, Master Hokage is already waiting for you in the meeting room. Good. Uchiha Kana had nothing extra to say. Sadang even took Uchiha Fugaku and Uchiha Tianquan and walked towards the conference room. Not long after, Uchiha Kana and 3 others, led by Anbu ninja, came to the door of the council room in the Hokage building. The 2 Anbu ninjas standing at the door of the meeting room saw Uchiha Kana and the other 3 coming, and opened the door of the meeting room for the 3 of them. Uchiha Kana didn't talk nonsense, and walked in directly. At this time, Third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen was sitting on the main seat, and next to him were Shimura Danzo, and Udatane Kaharu and Midokado Homura, the 2 elders of the Konoha Advisory Group. Udatane Kaharu and Midokado Homura, these 2 people are in charge of the Ministry of Administration, which is an agency that assists Hokage in managing Konoha government affairs, and has the right to interfere with Hokage's decisions. Moreover, the existence of the Ministry of Administration is also one of Konoha's legislative forms, and it is to assist Hokage's work and give some correct opinions. The second is to serve as a bridge between the country of fire and Konoha, responsible for disseminating Hano good, the information of the daimyo of the country of Da, and receiving the financial support allocated to the village from the daimyo of the country of fire. At the same time, they are also responsible for reporting to the daimyo about the situation in the village, which can be said to be the important eyeliner that the daimyo placed around Hokage. Udatane Kaharu and Midokado Homura are jointly in charge of the Ministry of Administration, and have always controlled Konoha's legislative power and financial power. Coupled with Shimura Danzo, the assistant of Hokage, the root organization controlled by his subordinates, it can be said that the existence of these 2 major forces has divided Sarutobi Hiruzen into about half of the rights of Hokage. Moreover, the 3 of them are also Sarutobi Hiruzen, childhood friend and comrade in arms. With such a relationship of identity and friendship, even if Sarutobi Hiruzen has the power of veto, he usually listens to their opinions. Clan Chief Kana is here. Please sit down. When Sarutobi Hiruzen saw Uchiha Kana and the other 3 coming, he couldn't help smiling at Uchiha Kana, then put down the big cigarette bag in his hand, and said, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help smiling at Uchiha Kana when he saw Uchiha Kana and the other three coming, and then put down the big cigarette bag in his hand and said, "Clan Chief Kana is here. Please sit down quickly." "Then thank you Hokage-sama." Uchiha Shena is already middle-aged at this time, and both sets have a little Madara white, which looks slightly old. At this time, when I greeted 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Asuma, it was like two old neighbors chatting. "Okay, I believe that with your power, Uchiha Kana, you should know what happened." Seeing the courtesy of Sarutobi Hiruzen and Uchiha Kana, Shimura Danzo was very dissatisfied, and couldn't help but looked at the three Uchiha Kana opposite with a gloomy face, saying, "I came to you today because I want to discuss what to do afterwards." Uchiha Kana heard the words, but narrowed her eyes, smiled, and said, "Then what? It's just a fight between two children, why should Master Danzo be so serious?" "Patriarch Shena, pay attention to your wording." Udatane Kaharu suddenly patted the table and said, looking at Uchiha Kana with burning eyes and said, "What we want to say now is that Uchiha Amaka's blatantly murdered a student who has not yet graduated from the ninja school. If Patriarch Shena doesn't have the heart to discuss it with us, then we won't inform Patriarch Shena of you anymore, and deal with it directly according to the rules." Mitokado Homura is more experienced, although he and Udatane Kaharu are on the same front, but when he speaks, he is not as direct as Udatane Kaharu. Just listen to him say, "I heard that Uchiha Tianfang is a member of the police force. I don't know if his behavior this time, does Yin Kuanyin know?" Hearing this, Uchiha Tianquan smiled and said, "Mito-sama is unaware that I have already dismissed Uchiha Amakas from all his posts in the police force as early as a month ago. The reason is that he behaved abnormally and was suspected to have acted against Konoha's interests, so my police force was not aware of his behavior this time." Humph. Hearing this, Mitokado Homura couldn't help but snorted coldly, and turned his head away from looking at him. Seeing that Mitokado Homura was defeated, Udatane Kaharu started to push up again, one big hat after another on the net. Keeping this matter right is enough to affect the stability and prosperity of Konoha, and even set a precedent, which is not conducive to the unity and status of the entire ninja world. On the other hand, Uchiha Shena and the others turned big things into small things, and the more they talked, the easier it was to reduce the whole thing to the level of children's fights. People from both sides come and go, fighting each other according to their own reasons. You say I am lawless, and I say you are alarmist. After a meeting, a full 2 hours have passed, and the problem is miraculously higher than the original situation, and no one has taken advantage of the slightest. In the end, both parties chose to throw the blame at the same time, throwing the problem to the referee, the smiling 3rd Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who had been sitting on the main seat. "Hiruzen, how are you going to solve this matter?" As the leader of the Hawk faction, Shimura Danzo gave Sarutobi Hiruzen a look, and the meaning couldn't be more obvious. "Please, Lord 3rd Generation, be the master of my Uchiha clan, and give me justice for my Uchiha clan." Uchiha Kana also put on a look of, "I trust you, you can come as you like," waiting respectfully for Sarutobi Hiruzen's ruling. Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at both sides, his face calm and calm. To be honest, from the beginning of this verbal battle until now, he didn't listen carefully at all. He has encountered this kind of unnutritious verbal battle ever since he became the 3rd Hokage. Therefore, Sarutobi Hiruzen also summed up a set of ways to deal with it, that is, let both parties take advantage of it. Moreover, Sarutobi Hiruzen had already set the tone for how to resolve this matter before the meeting. With this in mind, Sarutobi Hiruzen exhaled the smoke from his mouth before speaking. The ninja school was established by Master 2nd Hokage Senju Tobarama himself, with the aim of cultivating excellent ninjas for the village. This is the cornerstone of Konoha village based on the entire ninja world. Therefore, no matter who it is, it cannot affect the normal operation of the ninja school for any purpose. In order to cultivate the actual combat ability of the next generation of the village, I allow the students to fight in a fair, just and open duel. However, no one other than the ninja school is allowed to intervene in a fair duel. Chief Kana, you must make a reasonable explanation to the village about Uchiha Amakaze's blatant intention to kill the school students at the ninja school. Master Hokage, please rest assured, Uchiha Tenkas, I will order to expel the Uchiha clan, and at the same time directly execute him, there will be no mercy. At the same time, on behalf of the Uchiha clan, I will make a public apology for this incident. Uchiha Kana glanced at the solemn third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen before speaking. How does Hokage-sama think so? Hearing this, Uchiha Fugaku next to Uchiha Tianquan's face and body moved, as if he wanted to say something. Uchiha Tianquan immediately discovered Uchiha Fugaku's actions, immediately held him down, and signaled him not to act rashly. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Fugaku didn't struggle, but lowered his head unwillingly. Sarutobi Hiruzen was very satisfied with Uchiha Kana's sense of humor, and then shifted his gaze to Shimura Danzo and said, "Zero. Danzo, you don't need to delve too deeply into this matter, just stop here." As soon as Shimura Danzo saw Sarutobi Hiruzen's move, he knew that his mind had been made up, and it was useless to say anything else. At the moment, Shimura Danzo also had to snort coldly to express his dissatisfaction, and then stopped talking. Since the third generation has already agreed to this time, please also ask the third generation to give Uchiha Amakas to Kana. Uchiha God Naomi saw that the matter had been settled, so he quickly struck while the iron was hot and said, "I hope that Lord Third Generation can understand that I, the Uchiha clan, cannot follow the ancestral precepts of the blood successor boundary outside the can." Sarutobi Hiruzen thought about it and agreed. In the ninja world, the blood successor limit family has always been very protective of their own blood succession limit, never leaking out, and intermarriage is also close relatives. This point, Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally knows and understands. Hiruzen. Hearing this, Shimura Danzo was furious, and immediately stood up, saying, "Hiruzen, this is absolutely impossible. Shimura Danzo has long plotted that the blood of the Uchiha clan has inherited the limit, and he also planned to accept a pair of Sharingan from Uchiha Amakas this time for research." This is what Sarutobi Hiruzen said, "How willing to do it, even if you stand up against it," said. "Once the people of the Uchiha clan take Uchiha Tianfang away, pretend to die, and secretly drop Vice Admiral, what is the majesty of your Hokage? What are the rules of my Konoha?" Seeing Uchiha Kana, who proposed to return Uchiha Tenkas, Shimura Danzo was immediately excited, and immediately stood up to object, saying, "Hiruzen, this is absolutely impossible. Once Uchiha Kana took Uchiha Tiankas away, she pretended to die, but in fact she was secretly in Vice Admiral's words. Where is your majesty as a Hokage? Where are my Konoha rules?" Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kana smiled instead of anger, and said to Shimura Danzo, "If Danzo-sama has any doubts about this matter, Shuna can kill Uchiha Amakas on the spot in front of you to show justice. I don't know if that's the case, what does Master Danzo think?" Shimura Danzo was so angry that for a while, he couldn't find a reason to counterattack that was too favorable to refute Uchiha Kana. "Okay, Danzo, you hand over Uchiha Amakas to Chief Kana." Seeing Shimura Danzo, Sarutobi Hiruzen interrupted immediately and said, "That's it for this matter. I have made up my mind. You don't need to say any more. Let's end the meeting." Facing Sarutobi Hiruzen's coffin conclusion, Shimura Danzo wanted to refute, but was powerless, so he had to watch Uchiha Kana lead the people away. After everyone left, Shimura Danzo came to Hiruzen's side and said, "Hiruzen, I can hand over Uchiha Amakas, but I'm interested in Uchiha Kamizuki. Judging from his previous performance, I think Uchiha Kamizuki is very suitable for root development. I hope you can give him to me and I will personally guide him." "Oh, Danzo, why don't you guide him yourself?" Hearing this, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help but look at Shimura Danzo in surprise, and asked with a smile, "Why, are you thinking about accepting disciples?" "Well, I think Uchiha Kamizuki's talent is very good, and he can be a nameless ninja who keeps peace in the dark." Hearing this, Shimura Danzo couldn't help but say so. "Is that so?" Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Shimura Danzo, and then fell into the distant memory. He still remembers the words that the teacher said when he was ambushing Cloud Shinobi's Golden Horn and Silver Horn. "You have to protect those who admire the village and trust you. We must also raise children who can entrust the next generation. Monkey, starting tomorrow, you will be Hokage." At the beginning, Sarutobi Hiruzen dare not forget the last words of second Hokage Senju Tobirama. It is precisely because of this that he has such a fancy to the ninja school. Moreover, Sarutobi Hiruzen himself is also a pacifist, who wants to maintain the stability of Konoha village and protect the villagers from harm. This is because Sarutobi Hiruzen, who has experienced several ninja wars, has seen a lot of bloodshed and sacrifices. Every day, he stands on the roof of the Hokage house, looks at the ninja school, and watches the lively young generation in the village grow up healthily. He does not want them to suffer from the war of their fathers. However, the ninja continent has limited resources, and there are many ninja villages. The source of income that ninjas rely on for survival is to serve the daimyo of the Land of Fire, and to undertake various dangerous tasks. It seems that the fate of ninjas is to shed blood and sacrifice, and they can only exchange life and blood for the resources needed for survival. Uchiha Kamizuki's talent, in the eyes of Hiruzen the ape, is really good. If he can inherit the will of fire, it is worth cultivating. The root mission is darker than Anbu, and Sarutobi Hiruzen doesn't want Uchiha Kamizuki to be infected by this darkness prematurely. He wants to observe Uchiha Kamizuki for a while. Danzo, Uchiha Kamizuki is only 6 years old now. It's too early to get into the fundamentals. I think it's better to observe for a while before talking. In the end, Sarutobi Hiruzen rejected Shimura Danzo's proposal. Hiruzen, how early is this? You must know that we were able to go to the battlefield at this age. When Shimura Danzo heard that Sarutobi Hiruzen rejected even his request, his complexion turned ugly. But, after all, it is no longer the age of war. Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Shimura Danzo, and it was not easy to refute his face. After all, he had already rejected Shimura Danzo's proposal once before. With this in mind, Sarutobi Hiruzen said, "How about this? After Uchiha Kamizuki graduates this year, check it out. If there is no problem, let him report to the root." All right. After hearing Sarutobi Hiruzen's words, Shimura Danzo's complexion improved a bit, and then he didn't say anything more, and directly exited the meeting room. At the same time, on the way back to the Uchiha tribe, the atmosphere of Uchiha Kana and his party was a little depressed. "Master Tenazumi, why didn't we point out that Uchiha Amaka's was instructed by Shimura Danzo to go to the ninja school to do it?" Uchiha Fugaku endured for a long time, but still couldn't help expressing the doubts in his heart. "Fugaku, do you think Sarutobi Hiruzen will sanction Shimura Danzo after we say this, or speak for us?" After Uchiha Tianquan glanced at Uchiha Fugaku, he continued. When Sarutobi Hiruzen came to power, because of the emergency, there were too few people present, and whether he had many supporters, so he was questioned. The reason why I was able to secure the position of Hokage later was actually the support of Uzumaki Mito and the support of Shimura Danzo. That's why Shimura Danzo is now on board, with Hokage assisting in this position. Moreover, at this time, after more than 10 years of operation, Shimura Danzo has greatly increased the strength of the root organization, and it is like another Anbu. It can be said that the current Shimura Danzo, no matter in terms of strength or power, is not too far behind the power that Sarutobi Hiruzen can control. In addition, Sarutobi Hiruzen is indecisive and wants to maintain the stability of Konoha. How can he punish Danzo? You have to understand that what Sarutobi Hiruzen wants is balance, and he just wants to use Shimura Danzo to fight against our Uchiha clan to maintain this balance. But, although Uchiha Fugaku felt that what Uchiha Tianquan said was right, he just couldn't swallow it. "Enough, Fugaku." At this moment, Uchiha Shench suddenly spoke. "Fugaku, although you are already very good, you still need to hone yourself. Your 320 mentality now is not enough to be the patriarch of the Uchiha clan. The Uchiha family seems to be on the rise now, and their prestige and power are getting stronger and stronger, but in fact, there is a hidden crisis. From the previous meeting, you should also be able to see that third Hokage and other elder advisors are increasingly wary of our clan. I'm afraid, when the strength of my Uchiha clan becomes so strong that they feel dangerous, they will attack us. Fugaku, as the future patriarch of my Uchiha clan, you must prepare early." Hearing this, Uchiha Fugaku couldn't help showing a look of horror, and didn't know what to say for a while. "Let's go. This place, there are many people staring at us, let's not let people misunderstand." After the words were finished, Uchiha Kana shook his head slightly, and took the lead to walk outside Konoha village. And at the moment when Uchiha Kana turned around, Uchiha Fugaku saw the other's eyes, and a scarlet color flashed like lightning. Could it be? Uchiha Fugaku was startled, and immediately followed Uchiha Kana, and left quickly. Uchiha Kana, as expected, you have already noticed. In a corner of the first floor of the Hokage building, Shimura Danzo looked at Uchiha Kana in the distance, his face became more gloomy, and then he sneered again. However, do you think that if I do this, I won't be able to get Sharingan, hehe. After Uchiha Shena returned to the Uchiha tribe, he ordered people to Konoha General, Uchiha Tianfang was brought back, and then executed, and the news spread. Konoha's high-level officials also sent people to verify the matter and confirmed the news that Uchiha Amakaze was dead. The next day, Uchiha Kana came forward and publicly admitted that Uchiha Tianfang had disrupted the fair duel between the students of the ninja school, and also intended to murder the students of the ninja school. Moreover, Uchiha Kana also apologized to the entire Konoha for this matter. At the same time, highly praised Uchiha Kamizuki's spirit of not being powerful, and Uchiha Kamizuki's outstanding talent. Afterwards, Uchiha Shena even ordered someone to hand over all the bets lost by Uchiha Yanquan to Uchiha Shener. After this incident, the prestige of the Uchiha clan suffered a lot, and the momentum of Konoha's #1 clan was faintly replaced by the Hyuga clan. At the same time, Shimura Danzo secretly instigated the fishing boats, causing some families who are closer to the Uchiha family to gradually remain neutral. At this point, the Uchiha family was rejected by the majority. The Konoha family and the common people gradually stayed away from the fighting Uzumaki, and started a policy of keeping a low profile. Facing the softness of the Uchiha clan, on the Konoha side, except for Shimura Danzo who is still keeping a close eye on it, the other floors have no next move, and seem to be very satisfied with the understanding of the Uchiha clan this time. Uchiha Kamizuki, who got the 50,000 taels of bet, became more anxious while being happy. Uchiha Kamizuki's previous actions clearly wanted to package Uchiha Kamizuki as the first genius of the Uchiha clan. As the saying goes, the higher you climb, the harder you fall. Uchiha Kamizuki's sense of crisis is heavier with Uchiha Kana's obvious flattery. However, it's not all bad, at least for now. Uchiha Kamizuki's monthly income has increased considerably. However, this is not a long-term source of income after all, because Uchiha Kamizuki has basically won almost all of his peers now, and the number of people competing with him has begun to decrease. After all, earning a small amount of money by cheating and abducting, after all, some people will not be able to get on the stage. Uchiha Kamizuki is now planning to change to a more stable way of making money. Uchiha Kamizuki thinks that he should also engage in some family businesses and be his own boss. Moreover, in the future, he can also use this as a basis to open some shops and form various caravans. Perhaps the income from this aspect AJCH is not as good as the huge profits from being a ninja doing tasks, but the victory lies in long-term stability, and there is still the possibility of becoming bigger. Of course, such things as forming a caravan are still a bit far away from the polar night. After all, the current Konoha village is still in Konoha for 40 years, and its economic development can only be said to be quite backward. Looking down from the sky, there are only 3 ring streets in Muya, and there are only a few hundred buildings, and the tallest building in the village is only 3 or 4 floors. The buildings in Konoha village are constructed of wood and stone materials, mainly wood, and the appearance of the buildings is slightly worn out, obviously for some years. The overall scale is equivalent to the former world of Uchiha Kamizuki, a small town in Washa with a population of less than 100,000, and it was still in the 1950s and 1960s. When purchasing the fixed assets of Konoha village, aside from the land price that cannot be accurately valued, those dilapidated buildings are really not worth a lot of money. The development of Konoha's commercial street is not very good. There are no big shopping malls, department stores, luxury hotels, and high-end clubs in the village. Now there are only small commercial street shops such as meatball shops, barbecue shops, dessert shops, flower shops, bathhouses, izakayas, ramen shops, and lodging houses. Konoha village is now the most valuable, mainly in 2 aspects. The first aspect is ninjas, the most valuable talents in the ninja world mainland, Konoha's ninjas are superior in strength, the quantity and quality of Jonin are the highest among the 5 villages, and they have a high employment value. The second aspect is the intangible assets of Konoha village, or the intangible cultural heritage, which is the various forbidden techniques and secret techniques handed down from the past generations of Hokage. 4-elephant seal, leaf 4-elephant seal, flying thunder god technique, multiple shadow clone technique, reanimation jutsu, tandem paper bombs technique, etc. Of course, there are also family secrets of various ninja families in Konoha, and these are also priceless treasures. Yes, these things are worthless and can be sold. It can be said that since Konoha village was established for 40 years, it has been sitting on a golden mountain and begging. Although there are many ninjas in Ninja Village with outstanding abilities and force that are the best in the world. However, for that little bit of assistance, they worked hard for the daimyo of Fire Nation, which left Uchiha Kamizuki speechless. What the hell, if I were Hokage Shinobu, I would bring someone into the home of the Fire Nation daimyo, and become the big brother myself. Then Laozi will unify the ninja world again, playing with women every day, pretending to be aggressive. How comfortable the small life is, not like Sarutobi Hiruzen. Uchiha Kamizuki despised Sarutobi Hiruzen's incompetence in his mind, and then returned to reality. On the street of Konoha, after turning around, Uchiha Kamizuki has already found out that the current Namikaze Minato has gone to the border with Jiraiya to patrol the border. It is not in the village at all. So far, Uchiha Kamizuki wanted to get in touch with Namikaze Minato in the near future, but it was a failure. No way, I can only go back and improve my strength now, and try to graduate from the ninja school this year. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki decided to go back, draw a wave of ninjas first, and then buy some equipment to make up for his own shortcomings, and completely upgrade his strength in all aspects to the genin level. It didn't take long for Uchiha Kamizuki to return to his home, to the quiet room, and his consciousness sank into the system. After habitually flipping through the powerful character card in the system, Uchiha Kamizuki started recruiting. Crash, accompanied by the unique rolling sound of gold coins during the system lottery draw, fragments of character cards were turned out one after another. In recent days, Uchiha Kamizuki has earned a lot of money. He has already accumulated 10,000 taels, plus the previous betting money. The total is 60,000. No matter how dark his face is, the 6 new character cards cannot escape him. However, he still needs to leave 30,000 taels to buy equipment, and 10,000 taels to double the upgrade training ground. This time, he can only draw 20,000 taels, and 100,000 taels a day, that is, the Tushi draw. Oh my god, did you switch from non-European to European today? During the second 10 consecutive draws, Uchiha Kamizuki was surprised to find that he actually drew a whole card directly. Laozi is possessed by the Emperor of Europe today. Uchiha Kamizuki, who is used to being an African chief, was possessed by the European Emperor for the first time, and it was really a little unbelievable. My god, it's actually one. After seeing the true face of this character card, Uchiha Kamizuki was pleasantly surprised. My god, it's actually this character card. After seeing the true face of this character card, Uchiha Kamizuki was pleasantly surprised. My mother, cat ears Uchiha Itachi. Props, character cards. Level, C. Shinobu Uchiha Itachi Ninja Rookie. Normal Skill 1. 2-wield Fuma Shuriken. Throw Fuma Shuriken forward. The shuriken will fly back after flying for a while, can be used in the air and can also manipulate multiple shurikens, perform a joint attack. Common Skill 2. Shadow Clone Assault. First create a shadow clone with seals, and then control the shadow clone to stab forward, and at the same time, the body cooperates with the shadow clone to stab together to perform a cross attack. Note: Shadow Clone Raid can be used in the air, and it can also be combined with the 2-wield Fuma Shuriken to form a combined skill. Profound meaning. Messy Snow Moon Flower. Create one or more shadow clone, and use the Great Fireball technique to attack at the same time, knocking the enemy into the air, and finally all the shadow clone and the main body. Use the high-speed body flicker technique to fight against the opponent. Together go, end. Adventure bonus. Fire attribute ninjutsu attack power increased by 20%, sealing speed increased by 10%, and cultivation speed increased by 10%. Uchiha Kamizuki watched. In the card column of the system, a character card was shining brightly. This is the head portrait of a cute child who is only 5 or 6 years old, with a pair of cat ears on his head and gesticulating with his paws. There is no doubt that the head of this child is Uchiha Itachi in his youth. As a 4-year-old, he followed his father for the first time and was able to practice the great fireball technique, a perfectly released fire-style genius. As soon as Uchiha Itachi appeared on the stage, he had a powerful bonus of 20% increase in fire attribute ninjutsu attack power, 10% increase in seal speed, and 10% increase in cultivation speed. Although Uchiha Itachi at this stage may not be as good at physical skills as sea ninjas like Rock Lee, but other bonuses are no less than some weaker bee farmer character cards. Moreover, Enbu Uchiha Itachi, who opened the Sharingan later, even if it was only 2 Tomo Sharingan, was undoubtedly classified by the system among the B-level ninja character cards, and it was still a very powerful stage. Moreover, this Uchiha Itachi C ninja character card, in addition to the powerful on-the-spot bonus, there is also a place that makes Uchiha Kamizuki very excited. That is the body flicker technique that comes with Uchiha Itachi's secrets. Uchiha recently made a new discovery, that is, his so-called system is not just some data or some rigid rules. The simplest example is that every time Uchiha Kamizuki recruits a character card, he can get 3 active skills of that character after being systematically refined. However, if it is other skills that this character has mastered, Uchiha Kamizuki can also learn it on his own initiative. For example, the character card Uchiha Sasuke has a pre-skill, lightning-style chakra mode. This lightning-style chakra mode can stimulate body activation, increase body speed, and increase Chidori's own skills of piercing power. And the current C-level ninja, Uchiha Itachi's character card, comes with a high-level 3 body technique, the instant body technique, which is a very practical auxiliary ninjutsu. Moreover, Uchiha Kamizuki also discovered that as long as she has fully mastered the skills in a certain character card, he can perform this ninjutsu without the character card equipped with the ninja. That is to say, as long as Uchiha Kamizuki has the thunder attribute, it is not necessary to equip the character card Uchiha Sasuke to cast Chidori. Similarly, the current Uchiha Kamizuki is not equipped with Rock Lee's character card, so he can display the 3 physical skills of Rock Lee. It's just that the skills he releases independently can never be so perfect in a systematic way. Even, there is no system to give Tien some magical properties. But, after all, this is rooted in Uchiha Kamizuki's own ability. The biggest advantage of such an operation is the expansion card slot. Now, Uchiha Kamizuki uses ninja cards to increase his strength, and the short-term improvement is not obvious. The reason for this is naturally that the number of character ninja cards he can equip has reached his current upper limit. Now Uchiha Kamizuki, who is at VIP 1 level, currently can equip character ninja cards at the same time, the maximum limit is the claim. If he wants to continue to increase the number of character ninja cards that can be held at the same time on this basis, he needs to have a higher VIP level. To put it bluntly, it is to recharge. The system has already issued a prompt. Uchiha Kamizuki wants to upgrade to VIP 2 level, need to recharge a total of 1 million taels. Another point is that every time Uchiha Kamizuki switches character ninja cards, the cooling time is 10 seconds. And if he wants to shorten this time, he also needs to increase his VIP level. It can be said that this Krypton gold system recognizes money but does not recognize people, and it costs money to do everything, otherwise it will be avoided. First equip my cat ears Uchiha Itachi, let us learn how to meow and meow together. Uchiha Kamizuki is very greedy. Uchiha Itachi's appearance bonus, after the recruitment is completed, it will be directly replaced by Uchiha Sasuke's character card. After equipping Uchiha Itachi's character card, Uchiha Kamizuki was in a good mood immediately, and with a thought, he started recruiting again. 10 more rounds. Clatter clatter. As the money laundering sound of the system kept ringing, Uchiha Kamizuki quickly completed the rest of her recruitment plan. Uchiha Kamizuki sighed with some reluctance, the 20,000 that he had worked so hard to save, and now he spent it in just over 10 minutes. Correspondingly, Uchiha Kamizuki also got a whole card again, and then used the remaining special fragments to exchange for a character card. These 2 character cards are Sea Ninja Nara Shikamaru and Sea Ninja Inazuka Fang. Among them, Sea Ninja Nara Shikamaru is the whole card that Uchiha Kamizuki was lucky to draw, and Sea Ninja Inuzuka is the character card he designated to exchange. In the Krypton Gold system, most of the sea ninjas given are Xiaoqiang from Konoha. There are also some powerful ninjas, their youth, and the ninjas of the village that once appeared in the original book. The reason why Uchiha Kamizuki designated to exchange Sea Ninja Inuzuka Kiba is because he took a fancy to Sea Ninja Inuzuka Kiba's special ability. This special ability can be combined with Nara Shikamaru of Ninja, and then help Uchiha Kamizuki make money. After spending 20,000 taels, Uchiha Kamizuki finally got 2 brand new character cards. These 2 character cards are Sea Ninja Nara Shikamaru and Sea Ninja Inuzuka Fang. Props. Character cards. Level. Sea Ninja Nara Shikamaru. Normal Skill 1. Explosive Flying Blade. Jump to high altitude by yourself. Throw out 3 kunai with detonating symbols at the same time. After kunai lands, it will explode, attack the enemy above the line, explode and float in the air. Common Skill 2. Shadow Imitation. By extending your own shadow, you can connect with the enemy and make the opponent perform the same action as yourself. Mystery. Shadow Seam Technique. Using a large amount of chakra to split and materialize one's own shadow, and then perform a large-scale piercing attack on the enemy in front, and finally knock the enemy into the air. Passive Skill can 1. Gain the ability to control one's own shadow, move and attack with low intensity. Passive Skill 2. Drug Recognition Grandmaster. The Nara family's job is to raise deer, provide medicinal materials for the development of Konoha medical ninjutsu, and have a deep knowledge of medicine. Therefore, equip the Nara family character card, you can get Drug Identification Grandmaster. Appearance Bonus. Intellect increased by 40%. Props. Character cards. Grade. Sea Shinobi Inuzuka Kiba. Normal Skill 1. 4-legged technique. Gather chakra on the limbs to make yourself look like a beast, increasing movement speed and lethality. Common Skill 2. Cracked Teeth. Command Akamaru to perform a series of physical attacks on the enemy. Profound Meaning. Yutanya control Akamaru to perform the imitation animal ninja method, while rotating at a high speed, forming 2 huge tornadoes, and attacking the enemy. Passive Skill. Super Sense of Smell. After equipping the character card of the Inuzuka family, the host will have a super sense of smell comparable to canines. Adventure Bonus. Movement speed increased by 4%, attack power increased by 3%. The reason why Uchiha Kamizuki chose these 2 character cards is not because these 2 character cards are very strong. It's because these 2 character cards, their special abilities, can be combined, and then help Uchiha Kamizuki make money. Otherwise, Uchiha Kamizuki would not spend so much money to recruit these 2 basically useless character cards. After all, can Uchiha Kamizuki use the signature skills of these 2 character cards in Konoha village? Because once discovered by others, it will mean trouble that is difficult to get rid of. The theft of secret techniques is intolerable to any family, and it is absolutely unstoppable. Even if God Uchiha becomes Hokage in the future, if he seeks to seize other families' blood succession boundaries, or family secrets, he will be jointly suppressed by other families. However, in addition to those signature skills that cannot be used, Uchiha Kamizuki's other skills can be used. It can even be said that Inuzuka's 4-legged technique is a small magic skill for Uchiha Kamizuki, who is currently focusing on physical skills. In particular, combined with Sea Ninja Rock Lee's rigid body art, which mainly relies on speed and explosive power, the attack power will be greatly increased. Uchiha Kamizuki said that there is nothing wrong with this ninjutsu. The main reason is that this 4-legged technique, in the final analysis, is just a superficial ninjutsu that condenses chakra on the hands and feet to increase destructive power and explosive power. Such a simple and mindless ninjutsu, even if Uchiha Kamizuki is really caught, the Inuzuka clan finds that she has pirated, and the Inuzuka clan is unlikely to come to trouble him. Because of this 4-legged technique, as long as someone has some strength, he can learn something. It's just that this kind of pirated secret technique is not as powerful as that performed by the masters of the Inuzuka clan. That is to say, as long as Uchiha Kamizuki is not using the Inuzuka family, the real pseudo-beast ninja technique, the Inuzuka family will not kill him. In fact, the same situation applies to the Akamaiki family, Yamanaka family, etc. The abilities of the character cards of these occult families cannot be used in front of people. Because the characteristics are too obvious, it can almost be said that it will be discovered once it is used. Uchiha Kamizuki can only use the Sharingan of the Uchiha family, and the White Eyes of the Hyuga family. The blood successors of these two families are limited. Needless to say, the Sharingan of the Uchiha clan, after all, Uchiha Kamizuki himself is a member of the Uchiha clan. As for the white-eyed Shueiji of the Hyuga clan, it's easier to handle. You can just wear a mask and solve most of the troubles without too much worry. Uchiha Kamizuki designated to exchange for Sea Ninja Inuzuka. In fact, he took a fancy to Inuzuka's passive skills and super sense of smell. In fact, this super sense of smell passive skill is very useful. It can be used not only for investigation, but also for making money. Around Konoha village, the output of various materials is quite abundant. After Uchiha Kamizuki has the super sense of smell of the Inuzuka clan, it can hunt more conveniently. Moreover, with Sea Ninja Nara Shikamaru's medicinal material recognition Grandmaster's passive skill, Uchiha Kamizuki can collect some herbs and so on. In Konoha village, each family has its own additional source of income. After Uchiha Kamizuki has these two passive skills, he can sell the lean wild meat he gets from hunting to the barbecue shop of the Akamaiki family. And the herbs collected along the way can be sold to the pharmacies of the Nara family. Calculated in this way, Uchiha Kamizuki can have a lot of income every month. Coupled with Uchiha Kamizuki, you can continue to cheat, and it will not be a problem to stabilize your monthly income over 10,000 yuan every month. With this money, he can recruit more ninjas, buy better ninja tools, open a few more training grounds, and the living conditions will definitely be better. Uchiha Shenyu has already decided that after he learns from 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato, he will quickly end his ninja school life. Better yet, advance to Chunin with Hitaki Kakashi, then take on some more quests, save money to buy a piece of land in Konoha, and open a shop of your own. In this way, with a stable income, he can wander around. At that time, earn more money, Krypton more gold, play with better women, and pretend to be the best. It is Uchiha Kamizuki's dream to marry Bai Fumi and reach the pinnacle of life. In order to realize his dream, Uchiha Kamizuki spent 20,000 taels of pain to buy a set of whiteboard equipment. So far, Uchiha Kamizuki has already used the method that he can improve his strength within a certain period of time. It's been a week since Uchiha Kamizuki last recruited ninjas and funds. At this time, Uchiha Kamizuki has completely mastered all the skills of the newly added character cards. Now Uchiha Kamizuki can equip 3 character cards at the same time and use the skills of 3 characters. With a thought, Uchiha Kamizuki replaced 3 character cards that can increase the attack power most, namely Uchiha Sasuke, Uchiha Itachi, and Uzumaki Naruto. System: bring up my current property panel. Uchiha Kamizuki wants to see how his combat ability has changed when he equips 3 offensive character cards. Soon, Uchiha Kamizuki's current physical condition turned into a floating window that only he could see, appearing in front of his eyes. Host: Uchiha Kamizuki. Ninjutsu: Genin Tier 2, 799 10,000ths. Physical Technique: Genin Level 2, 949 10,000ths. Illusion: Genin Tier 1, 0 10,000ths. Character Cards: Ninja Uchiha Sasuke, Ninja Rock Lee, Ninja Uzumaki Naruto, Ninja Uchiha Itachi, Ninja Rookie, Ninja Nara Shikamaru, Ninazuka Kiba. Summoning Beast: None. Ninja Equipment: White Ninja Necklace. Chakra total increased by 2%. White Ninja Ring. Total physical strength increased by 2%. White Ninja Kunai. Attack power increased by 2%. White Ninja Armor. Defense power increased by 2%. White Ninja Forehead Protector. Mental power increased by 2%. White Ninja Book. Practice talent increased by 2%. Blood Inheritance Ability: 2 Tomo Sharingan. Attribute Development: 23rd Level Fire Attribute, 6,316 10,000ths. Special Talents: Insightful, Strong Body, Super Sense of Smell, Drug Identification. Grandmaster, Shadow Manipulation. Note 1. Because of Sharingan, your vision is better than ordinary people. Note 2. Your body has the physique of the Uzumaki family. Whether it is endurance, physical strength, or resilience, it is stronger than ordinary ninjas. Note 3. you have the Inuzuka family, which is comparable to the sensitive sense of smell of canines. Note 4. You have the drug knowledge of the Nara family. Note 5. You have the Nara family, the ability to manipulate shadows. Note 6. Low-level fire attribute talent open the nature development of fire attribute ninjutsu, slightly increase the training speed of fire attribute ninjutsu and the power of fire attribute ninjutsu. Special skills. Unlimited flurry, leaf hurricane, shadow dance leaf, fire style great fireball technique, lion combat, chidori, shadow clone technique, Uzumaki Naruto continuum, Rasengan, twin wheel Fuma shuriken, shadow clone raid, explosive flying blade, shadow imitation technique, shadow seam technique, four-legged technique, cracked teeth, teeth through teeth. Finally all the shortcomings have been made up, and all of them have reached the genin level. Uchiha Kamizuki closed it with satisfaction, the attribute panel hovered in front of his eyes, and the corner of his mouth curled up. It seems that in 2 months, I can apply. I have graduated from ninja school. After completing a few tasks in half a year, you can apply for the Chunin exam again. Konoha has a rule that if you want to take the Chunin exam, you must complete 20 D-level tasks and 1 C-level task. Coincidentally, this year's ninja school graduation exam is in October. And if Uchiha Kamizuki wants to take the Chunin exam this time, he had to complete 20 D-level tasks and 1 C-level task within 2 months. In fact, Uchiha Kamizuki can graduate early. However, many ninjas are staring at him now. If he doesn't have ninja school students, this one is protecting him, he will probably be punished. After all, genin has a number of tasks that must be completed every month, and Ninja Village will not raise idlers for nothing. The most urgent thing is to learn from Namikaze Minato, find a backer, and solve Shimura Danzo's Asia problem first. Uchiha Kamizuki feels a bit big now. Logically speaking, Namikaze Minato should be back soon. After all, Hotake Kakashi is about to take the Chunin exam, and Namikaze Minato should be back soon. As Uchiha Kamizuki remembers, Namikaze Minato brought Hotake Kakashi first for a while. It wasn't until Rin Nohara and Uchiha Obito graduated, and then formed a team with Hotake Kakashi. Moreover, the Chinese New Year is not far away now, and Namikaze Minato should come back in the near future. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki went out directly. He first turned around on Konoha Street, and after not meeting Namikaze Minato, he went straight to the back mountain of Konoha. Recently, Uchiha Kamizuki has always left a shadow clone to practice various ninjutsu at home, increase the speed of casting spells, and collect a wave of experience points to upgrade. The main body has been wandering outside, hunting and collecting medicinal materials while practicing physical skills in Konoha Haushin. As for the ninja school, Uchiha Kamizuki took a leave of absence from school because of her first place in her grade. Uehara Ida did not object to this. He could see that Uchiha Kamizuki could have graduated early, but he did not take the initiative to apply. In fact, Uehara Ida also mentioned to Uchiha Kamizuki to apply for early graduation, but Uchiha Kamizuki sternly rejected it. After this incident, Uehara Ida no longer cares about Uchiha Kamizuki. Without the troubles of ninja school, Uchiha Kamizuki's life is comfortable, and the time is completely arranged by himself. Half a month passed like this, and Uchiha Kamizuki of Namikaze Minato was still not found, and my heart became more and more anxious. Since yesterday, Uchiha Kamizuki no longer practiced, but ran to the Konoha gate every day, hoping to see the figure of Namikaze Minato. Oh, when will I be able to come back? Seeing the sky getting dark, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but sigh. He knew that Namikaze Minato would not come back today. With a heavy heart, Uchiha Kamizuki walked along the main road to his home. When passing by a meatball shop, inadvertently glanced at it, but suddenly saw a red-haired figure. Red hair, is it a woman? Uzumaki Ju Shinmyu. Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki was shocked. Why did he forget? If he can't find Namikaze Minato, he can go to Uzumaki Kushina. As long as Uzumaki Kushina is dealt with, Namikaze Minato's henpecked wife is strict, so it's not difficult to find a teacher. After making up his mind, Uchiha Kamizuki raised his legs and walked towards Uzumaki Kushina's table. After entering the meatball shop, Uchiha Kamizuki changed the angle and secretly glanced at the figure with red hair by the window. I saw that woman was about 18 or 19 years old, with long beautiful red hair, and a hairpin pinned to the left bun. A round oval face, dark eyeballs, flushed cheeks, under the reflection of the setting sun, the snow-white skin is as crystal clear as jade, like a crescent moon halo, truly beautiful. But at this moment, she was looking at the wooden leaf gate outside the window, her pair of beautiful crescent eyebrows were slightly frowning, and a slight worry was revealed on her delicate face. Such a scene made her already very beautiful appearance even more heart-stirring. Uchiha Kamizuki pretended to be inside the store, looked for a place, and then came across the table in Uzumaki Kushina, and asked with a smile on his face. "Beautiful sister, can I sit here?" Uzumaki Kushina, who had been looking at the Konoha gate through the window, suddenly recovered from his stupefaction when he heard the words. When she saw a 6 or 7-year-old black-haired child on the opposite side, she was taken aback for a moment, then squeezed out a smile, and said, "Ah, sure, little sister." PFF'd. Picking up the cup, Uchiha Kamizuki, who had just taken a sip of water, couldn't help but spit out the water from his mouth. "Now spray it directly on Uzumaki Kushina's clothes." Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki was shocked immediately, and secretly said, "Broken." Immediately, before Uzumaki Kushina got mad, Uchiha Kamizuki quickly apologized and said embarrassingly, That, beautiful sister, I didn't mean it." Ha ha. Uzumaki Kushina was taken aback for a moment, then glanced at Uchiha Kamizuki's anxious appearance, and immediately smiled, and quickly said, "It's all right, little sister." Looking at the expression of, "We are good sisters, I won't argue with you," on Uzumaki Kushina's face, the corners of Uchiha Kamizuki's mouth trembled even more. "Well, beautiful sister, for the sake of being such a good person, I want to tell you a secret." Uchiha Kamizuki, mysteriously lying on the table, approached Uzumaki Kushina. Seeing this scene, Uzumaki Kushina couldn't help laughing, and very cooperatively turned his head towards Uchiha Kamizuki. Uchiha Kamizuki leaned on Uzumaki Kushina's ear and whispered, "The secret is, actually, I'm a boy." Well, hearing this, Uzumaki Kushina couldn't help being stunned for a moment, and then he realized it. No wonder Uchiha Kamizuki had such a big reaction before. It turned out to be a boy paper. Uzumaki Kushina looked at it seriously, and looked at Uchiha Kamizuki who was carving jade into flour. Uzumaki Kushina couldn't help shaking his head. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Uzumaki Juksen, with the expression, "It's a pity you don't want to be a girl," on his face, and the corners of his mouth cracked so much that he started to cramp. "Okay, sister believes you." Uzumaki Kushina suddenly smiled and reached out to touch Uchiha Kamizuki's head. Hateful head touching. Uchiha Kamizuki really doesn't get used to the feeling of being treated like a kid who doesn't understand anything. "Little sister, little brother, what's your name?" Seeing Uchiha Kamizuki's helpless expression, Uzumaki Kushina became even more interested in him, and deliberately said, "Why are you here alone? I personally think that before asking someone else's name, it's best to introduce yourself first. This is the most basic courtesy." Uchiha Kamizuki said that Uzumaki Kushina's little routines have been completely seen through. Ajaj. Uzumaki Kushina was obviously very happy, both eyes narrowed, like two crescent moons, very beautiful, said. "My name is Uzumaki Kushina, so, can you tell my sister now, what is your name?" "Since you ask sincerely, I will tell you mercifully that I am Uchiha Kamizuki." Trying to learn what a child of this age should look like, Uchiha Kamizuki said proudly. Uchiha Kamizuki. After Uzumaki Kushina listened to Uchiha Kamizuki's self-introduction, the expression on his face couldn't help but pause. She naturally knew about the Uchiha clan, and even felt a little disgusted. However, when she saw Uchiha Kamizuki's appearance, she couldn't help shaking her head, thinking to herself that she was too nervous, and the other party was just a child. However, Uchiha Kamizuki, this name sounds familiar. Uzumaki Kushina thought so. While Uzumaki Kushina was thinking about the problem, 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was far away in the Hokage office of the Hokage house, started his daily routine work. Using the telescope technique, watch Nine-Tails Jinchuriki Uzumaki Kushina cheering for Konoha's safety. There is no way, Nine-Tails Jinchuriki is too important to him, and to the entire Konoha shinobi village, to allow for the slightest mistake. Especially, after the people from Cloud Shinobi Village tried to sneak away Uzumaki Kushina. Third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, on Uzumaki Kushina's body, left his telescope technique spell. After work every day, he will use this telescope technique to observe the current situation of Uzumaki Kushina from time to time, in case there is any accident. Of course, Sarutobi Hiruzen has none of these things up against anyone, least of all Uzumaki Kushina himself. The reason why Sarutobi Hiruzen does not have the high-speed vortex Kushina is because he is afraid that she will feel that her freedom is restricted and she will have a rebellious psychology. Not because he's afraid that people will say he's a voyeur on this fishing reel. After all, Sarutobi Hiruzen is well behaved and is the third Hokage-sama who is loved by the whole village. To put it bluntly, Sarutobi Hiruzen is definitely a majestic figure, and he can be regarded as the best example of Hokage in the past. Even if it is placed among the 5 major countries, the character is still good. How could it be so boring to use A-level ninjutsu to do things like peeping at the privacy of other people's lives? The person who loves to do this kind of thing can only be his apprentice Jiraiya, who is always incompetent. That's right, Jiraiya's useless guy, who has nothing to do with Sarutobi Hiruzen. Chapter 31. At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uzumaki Kushina, who were in the meatball shop, still didn't know that they had been secretly peeped. What's the matter? Sister Kushina doesn't like people from the Uchiha clan. Just when Uzumaki Kushina was frowning and thinking about something, Uchiha Kamizuki asked suddenly. Ah, hearing this, Uzumaki Kushina was shocked, then shook his head and said. How could it be? My sister doesn't like you. It doesn't matter, actually. I don't like the Uchiha clan either. Uchiha Kamizuki replied with a slightly serious expression on his face. Why, Uzumaki Kushina is very strange. In her impression, people of the Uchiha clan have always been proud of being members of the Uchiha clan. The behavior of Uchiha Kamizuki is completely different, making him not seem like a member of the Uchiha family at all. Because in the Uchiha clan, there is no emotion, and when a person dies, he has no value at all. Uchiha Kamizuki's voice is very deep. There is no hatred or forgiveness in it, only helplessness. My parents died fighting for the Uchiha clan, and they gave me tens of thousands of taels as compensation. And then, among the entire Uchiha clan, there is no trace of their existence anymore. Among the whole family, the one who still remembers them is probably only me now. Such a Uchiha family, I have never regarded them as family. Sorry. Uzumaki Kushina's eyes turned red after hearing what Uchiha Kamizuki said. At this moment, Uzumaki Kushina thought of herself, and she used to be like this. When she was very young, she was sent to Konoha village and never saw her parents again. As a result, within a few years, the Uzumaki clan was completely wiped out by Kurigakure. The ridiculous thing is that up to now, she is still confined in the leaves, and she can't even go to the ruins of the country of Vortex to pay homage. It can be said that if he did not meet Namikaze Minato in Konoha village, Uzumaki Kushina was not sure what he would be like. Therefore, in the face of Uchiha Kamizuki, a child who has the same experience as himself, Uzumaki Kushina is particularly distressed. She got up slowly, sat down next to Uchiha Kamizuki, hugged the poor child in her arms, trying to give her some warmth and dispel the coldness in his heart. Well, facing Uzumaki Kushina's sudden action of sending warmth, Uchiha Kamizuki just wants to say. It smells so good, it's so big. Sorry, Minato. After secretly saying sorry to Minato in his heart, Uchiha enjoyed it with peace of mind. I don't know how much time has passed, and when Uchiha Kamizuki was almost falling asleep in Uzumaki Kushina's warm arms, a voice suddenly interrupted the warmth of this moment. Kushina, I'm back. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki was startled, and when he looked back, he was a little embarrassed. Golden hair like the sun, blue eyes like the ocean, a gentle smile, a handsome face, and a tall figure. It is none other than Namikaze Minato, God Uchiha, who has been looking for a long time. At this moment, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly had the illusion that just as he was about to cuckold someone else, he met the master back. What an embarrassing push. Unobtrusively, Uchiha Kamizuki took back the hand that was on Uzumaki Kushina's chest. Minato. Uzumaki Kushina was also very pleasantly surprised. He quickly stood up from his seat, ran over quickly, and gave Namikaze Minato a warm hug. "Oh, it's a pity you can't take me with you." On the side, Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Uzumaki Kushina and Namikaze Minato embracing each other, thinking with great regret. I like Namikaze Minato and the enthusiasm of Uzumaki Kushina, but now this is a meatball shop. At this moment, many people were looking at them, which made him a little embarrassed, and said quickly, "Okay, Kushina, I haven't returned to Lord Hokage yet." "All right." Uzumaki Kushina reluctantly let go of Namikaze Minato. She also knew that ninjas who came back from missions had to report to Master Hokage immediately. But Namikaze Minato chose to visit her first, and she was very satisfied. "Well, I'm leaving first, and I'll be back soon." Namikaze Minato glanced at Uchiha Kamizuki, who was still beside him, and immediately left to report to Master Hokage. That big brother is Kushina's sister, the one who has been waiting here all this time. Seeing that Uzumaki Kushina sat back, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately pretended to be a curious baby and asked. "His hair is beautiful, like the sun, it feels very warm." "What, god brother?" Hearing Uchiha Kamizuki praise her boyfriend, Uzumaki Kushina's mood immediately improved, and her favor for Uchiha Kamizuki also increased greatly. "Well, I don't know Sister Kushina, can you introduce me and get to know that big brother?" Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki immediately struck while the iron was hot and revealed his true purpose. "Okay, I'm sure Minato will like brother Kamizuki too." Uzumaki Kushina was in a good mood at this time, and readily agreed to Uchiha Kamizuki's small request. Got Jiao, and when Uchiha Kamizuki and Uzumaki Kushina were chatting happily, the third Hokage in Hokage's office, Sarutobi Hiruzen, quickly closed the telescope technique. He really didn't expect that Namikaze Minato would come back at this time, just in time for him to peep, no, when he was concerned about Uzumaki Kushina. Sarutobi Hiruzen felt uneasy. He was not sure about Namikaze Minato's strength and his attainments in space-time ninjutsu. Did you find out that he used ninjutsu to observe Uzumaki Kushina secretly? Boom, boom, boom. While Sarutobi Hiruzen was thinking about this, there was a knock on the door outside Hokage's office. After tidying up his appearance a little, Sarutobi Hiruzen regained his image of Mr. Hokage, and said softly, "Come in still." After Sarutobi Hiruzen's voice fell, the door of Hokage's office opened immediately, and a very young ninja walked in pompously. This ninja has long blonde hair that is as bright as the sun, and a pair of blue eyes. On a face as warm as jade, there is a charming smile. "So it's Minato, you're back." When Sarutobi Hiruzen saw the person coming, his face immediately showed joy, and he smiled in feigned surprise. "Master Hokage." The visitor came from the meatball shop, Xiaoming's Namikaze Minato. "How is it? How is the situation on the border now?" Sarutobi Hiruzen habitually picked up his pipe and asked at the same time. Namikaze Minato is Jiraiya's apprentice, and he is also Sarutobi Hiruzen's apprentice, grandson. In addition, Namikaze Minato himself is strong and talented, and Sarutobi Hiruzen has always admired him very much. Recently, Cloud Shinobi Village has not taken any special actions, and it should be safe at present. Hearing this, Namikaze Minato couldn't help putting away the smile on his face, and spoke very seriously. "Ah, that's good." Hearing that Cloud Shinobi Village didn't do anything special, Sarutobi Hiruzen also breathed a sigh of relief and felt better. After taking a puff of smoke, Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Namikaze Minato again and asked. "By the way, Minato, Nadime's Flying Thunder God technique, how is your practice going?" "Well," Namikaze Minato scratched his head embarrassingly, with a gentle smile on his face, and said embarrassingly. "Master Hokage, it's going well, I think I can master it soon. It's just, I think, Nadime's technique can actually be improved and become more perfect." When Sarutobi Hiruzen heard this, he couldn't help showing a horrified look on his face. Flying Thunder God technique is a space-time ninjutsu created by second Hokage, Senju Tobirama. It is already difficult for ordinary people to master it, but Namikaze Minato can still improve it. This kind of talent is really not comparable to that of ordinary ninjas. It seems that it is indeed time to remove the spell from Kushina, otherwise if Minato finds out. Sarutobi Hiruzen had already decided in his heart to find an opportunity to remove the telescope technique from Uzumaki Kushina immediately. However, he praised without hesitation, as expected of Minato. Hearing this, Namikaze Minato immediately said humbly, "Master Hokage, I'm just more suitable for this technique." Ha 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 ha. Seeing this scene, Sarutobi Hiruzen laughed heartily, and then said to Namikaze Minato, "Minato, you don't have to be too humble, your talent has always been recognized by Konoha." Having said that, Sarutobi Hiruzen's complexion suddenly changed, looked at Namikaze Minato, and asked, "By the way, where did that guy Jiraiya go? Why didn't he come back with you?" Sarutobi Hiruzen has 3 apprentices, Orochimaru, Jiraiya, and Senju Tsunade, and now they have gained a lot of fame, and are called Konoba Master Ninja. It's just a pity that because of the death of his lover and younger brother Senju Nawaki, Senju Tsunade became afflicted with hemophobia, and now he can no longer go to the battlefield, staying at Konoha Hospital to guide medical ninjas. Orochimaru was also affected by Senju Nawaki's death, and recently began to do some scientific research, and gradually neglected the practice of ninjutsu. But these 2 people are okay, at least they are doing business, but Jiraiya is the only guy who is really getting more and more worried. Now, the name of the hungry ghost in Jiraiya has gradually spread to Konoha. Almost 90% of the civilians and ninjas in the village know about Jiraiya, who likes to spy on women's bathrooms and write all kinds of messy pornographic books. In addition, he, as a master, has been questioned by some young girls who don't know the real inside story. For him, the Lord Third Hokage, who has been great and upright all his life and has a good character, it is undoubtedly a stain in his life, which makes him very helpless. But, fortunately, this Jiraiya is not useless. At least, he taught Namikaze Minato, such an excellent disciple, so that he would not be pissed off by Jiraiya. "Master Hokage, Mr. Jiraiya was summoned by the great Toad Sage and went to Mount Myoboku. It is said that he is to supervise his practice of Shanyu Senjutsu of Mount Myoboku." Hearing this, Sarutobi Hiruzen couldn't help showing shock. Although he is called Doctor of Ninjutsu, he is also helpless in fairy arts. 0. As the 3rd Hokage of Konoha village, Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally knows the power of Senjutsu. After all, the creator of Konoha village, 1st Hokage Senju Hashirama, is good at wood style and Senjutsu. Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally wants to learn about Shanju, which absorbs the power of nature and amplifies the power of ninjutsu. However, it is a pity that the 3 great sacred lands attach great importance to immortal art, and one must become a disciple of the 3 great sacred lands to be able to practice immortal art. However, the 3 holy lands have extremely strict control over disciples. This guy Jiraiya was assigned by the great Toad Sage of Mount Myoboku to go around looking for some kind of savior, and he didn't stay in Konoha village at all. This is also one of the reasons why Sarutobi Hiruzen is dissatisfied with Jiraiya. However, Jiraiya is one of his disciples after all, and Sarutobi Hiruzen is not easy to let him, sandwiched between the village and Mount Myoboku, it is too difficult to do, so he didn't take much care of him. After getting the exact whereabouts of Jiraiya, Sarutobi Hiruzen was relieved, and turned to Namikaze Minato and said, "Okay, Minato, you've been running around these days, and you're really tired, so go back and rest first." Sarutobi Hiruzen waved his hand with a smile, and was about to see off the guests. Namikaze Minato is also in a hurry right now, he is going to see Uzumaki Kushina, and Sarutobi Hiruzen's request to see him off is exactly what he wants. At the moment, Namikaze Minato bowed directly to Sarutobi Hiruzen, saying, "Then, Master Hokage, I will take my leave first." Sarutobi Hiruzen hummed lightly, expressing that he knew, and would not pay attention to Namikaze Minato anymore. After Namikaze Minato left, Sarutobi Hiruzen raised his head and thought to himself. Sure enough, Uchiha Kamizuki has created a gap with the Uchiha clan. However, the encounter between Uchiha Kamizuki and Uzumaki Kushina this time is a bit unusual. Sarutobi Hiruzen has been paying attention to every move of Uchiha Kamizuki, and wants to investigate whether Uchiha Kamizuki has the possibility of inheriting the will of fire. Therefore, Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally took notice of Uchiha Kamizuki's recent anomalous behavior. Could it be, has this little guy noticed something? Sarutobi Hiruzen squinted his eyes, sinking into his mouth in deep thought. After coming out of Hokage house, Namikaze Minato went straight to Konoha village, the meatball shop in front of the gate, to meet Uzumaki Kushina. As soon as he entered the meatball shop, Namikaze Minato was greeted by Uzumaki Kushina. At this time, on the previous positions of Uzumaki Kushina and Uchiha Kamizuki, various kinds of meatballs have been served. After Namikaze Minato was seated, Uzumaki Kushina immediately started to introduce Uchiha Kamizuki and Namikaze Minato. She first pointed to Uchiha Kamizuki and introduced to Namikaze Minato. "Let me introduce formally. This one is a good friend I just met, brother Uchiha God." Then, Uzumaki Kushina pulled Namikaze Minato beside him again, and introduced with a slightly reddened face. "This one is my boyfriend, Namikaze Minato, the new Jonin of Konoha village." "Hi brother Kamizuki." "Hello, brother Minato." Under the witness of Uzumaki Kushina, Uchiha Kamizuki and Namikaze Minato greeted each other politely. After meeting Uchiha Kamizuki and Namikaze Minato, both of whom knew each other in 2009, Uzumaki Kushina suddenly smiled and said, "Okay, then we can start." Saying so, Uzumaki Kushina took a bunch of balls for Uchiha Kamizuki, and then Namikaze Minato and himself. To be honest, for people like Uchiha Kamizuki, who are used to eating Chinese food, the taste of the meatballs in Konoha village is really not very good. However, the various businesses in the current Konoha village are not well developed. Apart from meatballs and barbecue, there are also ramen restaurants. There is no fancy way to eat it. After all, ninjas eat mainly to get energy from food, and they really don't have too high requirements for taste. Moreover, the current meatballs, compared to Bingliangwan, which has almost no taste, are already considered rare delicacies. Soon, the three of Uchiha Kamizuki finished eating the meatballs. Uchiha Kamizuki looked at the sky outside again, guessed that Uzumaki Kushina and the others were about to go home, and suddenly became a little anxious. After all, Uchiha Kamizuki contacted Uzumaki Kushina and Namikaze Minato. The purpose of the two of them was not to eat and drink. Thinking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki pondered for a moment, and then opened his mouth after considering his words. "I don't know brother Minato, do you know Master Jiraiya?" "Ah, Kamizuki, of course I do." Hearing this, Namikaze Minato was taken aback for a moment, and then laughed again, but at this time, there was a hint of vigilance in his smile, and he asked casually. "But, Kamizuki, why are you asking about this all of a sudden?" The trace of vigilance in Namikaze Minato's eyes was well hidden by him, and Uchiha Kamizuki and Uzumaki Kushina didn't notice it. "That's right, I heard that Master Jiraiya has an apprentice, also known as Namikaze Minato, who is also a very famous Jonin in Konoha village." Seeing Namikaze Minato, Uchiha Kamizuki didn't show too much disgust, and immediately continued. "So, I want to make sure that this Namikaze Minato is you, brother Minato." Ha ha. Hearing this, Namikaze Minato couldn't help but scratched his head with a smile, and said with some embarrassment. If Konoha village didn't have a second person, also known as Namikaze Minato, it would be me. Really? Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki suddenly became excited, showing a little fan, seeing the expression of an idol, and stood up excitedly, with a look of disbelief still on his face. DB. Namikaze Minato looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with such an excited performance, and couldn't help being stunned, a little confused. "Brother Minato, I actually admire you very much, and I want to ask you to guide me in the practice of ninjutsu." Uchiha Kamizuki suppressed the nausea in his heart, widened his watery eyes, and acted cute. "Ah, that, Namikaze Minato clearly did not expect that Uchiha Kamizuki would make such a request the first time they met. He wanted to refuse, but when he saw Uchiha Kamizuki's pitiful eyes, he couldn't bear to refuse directly. For a while, the scene was very embarrassing. "Brother Kamizuki, why do you want Minato to guide you in cultivation?" On the side, Uzumaki Kushina's expression also changed slightly, but Uchiha Kamizuki gave her a good impression before, so she asked. "Actually, I wanted Master Jiraiya to guide me at first, but I couldn't see Master Jiraiya at all." Uchiha Kamizuki said something a little embarrassed, and then showed a strong look of loss, and whispered. "Actually, I also know that everyone actually hates the Uchiha family. Even if I met Lord Jiraiya, he would not be able to guide me in cultivation. That's why I want to find Brother Minato to guide me in cultivation. Quote, I really want to find a strong teacher, I really want to become stronger with the fastest speed, I really want to leave Konoha as soon as possible, go out for a while, and fulfill my dream. Hearing this, Uzumaki Kushina and Namikaze Minato looked at each other, and they both saw a look of surprise in each other's eyes. Suddenly, Uzumaki Kushina suddenly remembered what Uchiha Kamizuki said before, about the death of both parents in battle, and then asked, Brother Kamizuki, do you want to become stronger because you want to avenge your parents who died in battle? Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki shook his head, and said with a little blurred eyes. Actually, at the very beginning, I also wanted revenge, and I practiced crazily for it. Why? However, until I got along with cousin Lao for a long time, my thoughts of repayment faded away. Obito, cousin. Uzumaki Kushina was a little stunned, she couldn't figure out what could make people forget the great hatred of killing their parents. Yes, cousin Obito is an orphan like me, but unlike me, he never hated anyone. Even, he has been helping others all the time, and he is often late to help others because he is on the way to school. While talking, Uchiha Kamizuki had a smile on his face, and said to himself, Obito is a guy who can't do anything well except good things. In the ninja school, he has always been the tail of the crane, but he doesn't care about these things, and he is still doing good things every day. After a few years of getting along, I gradually became less eager for revenge. More often, I'm thinking, why did my parents die in battle? Why is there war in this world? Why are there ninjas? What is the meaning of life? Having said that, Uchiha Kamizuki paused, looked at Uzumaki Kushina and Namikaze Minato, and asked softly. Kushina's sister, Minato brother, do you know why such a thing happened? This is all to protect yourself and everything you cherish. Facing Uchiha Kamizuki's profound question, Namikaze Minato couldn't help but look serious, and he thought for a while before speaking. Minato. Beside, Uzumaki Kushina also clenched her fists, and she felt the care and love in Namikaze Minato's words. Perhaps so. Uchiha Kamizuki heard the words, but there was no surprise as expected, but continued to ask. If ninjas are constantly fighting and dying to protect themselves, the people or things they cherish. So, the hostile ninjas who killed my parents, aren't they at fault? If I succeed in revenge, and the children of the enemies who killed my parents come to kill me again, will there be no mistakes? Hearing this, Namikaze Minato hesitated, he didn't know how to answer. Uzumaki Kushina is also substituting himself, but in the end, he doesn't know how to give Uchiha Kamizuki the correct answer. Looking at Namikaze Minato and Uzumaki Kushina, being asked by himself, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but continued. My dream is to find a way to understand all this and cut off the hatred in this world. In this way, there will be no more wars in this world, no more fighting, no more killing, no more orphans without parents like me and cousin Obito. If it's possible, I even hope that there will be no more ninjas in this world, and I don't need to perform all kinds of dangerous missions. Hearing this, Uzumaki Kushina and Namikaze Minato were both a little dazed, and then they could not help but smile wryly at each other. Because they know that what Uchiha Kamizuki said is simply impossible to achieve. This is something that even the so-called ninja god, first Hokage Senju Hashirama, cannot do. He's still a kid after all. W. Namikaze Minato couldn't help but sigh. In fact, long ago, when he was still very young, he also had such an idea. However, when he actually set foot on the battlefield and saw those deaths, he realized how ridiculous his previous thoughts were. Brother Minato, can you guide me to practice? Finally, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help asking. Actually, I don't have a lot of time, and I don't have much time to stay in the village, so. Namikaze Minato is no longer at this time doubting Uchiha Kamizuki's intentions, but he really doesn't have much time. It's okay, as long as you have time, Brother Minato, just give me a little guidance. God Uchiha is not real. He wants Namikaze Minato to guide him in cultivation. What he wants is the background and power represented by Namikaze Minato. At least, to convince the Uchiha clan and Shimura Danzo, who harbored ill intentions against him, that he had something to do with Namikaze Minato. In this case, Namikaze Minato was still a little hesitant. He was a responsible person, he didn't want to fool Uchiha Kamizuki casually, that's why he hesitated. Minato, just promise Brother Kamizuki that when you are not in the village, I will guide Brother Kamizuki. Brother Kamizuki, my sister tells you that my sister is also a Jonin in the village. On the side, Uzumaki Kushina finally couldn't bear it anymore and began to persuade Namikaze Minato. Uzumaki Kushina usually stays in Konoha village, has nothing to do, and has no friends. She can't leave Konoha village at will, and she can't even go back to many places. Uzumaki Kushina always felt that Konoha village was like a prison, and she was a prisoner in it. If Uchiha Kamizuki could come to accompany her often, she would feel that she would not be so lonely anymore. All right. In the end, Namikaze Minato agreed because he also understood what Uzumaki Kushina was thinking. Moreover, Uchiha Kamizuki is only 6 years old. Even if he is a child of the Uchiha clan, it is impossible to cause any harm to Uzumaki Kushina. In Namikaze Minato's view, Uchiha Kamizuki will be Uzumaki Kushina in the future, just a playmate used to relieve loneliness. Yay, great. Compared with the scissors, Uchiha Kamizuki crossed his waist excitedly, then faced Namikaze Minato proudly, and said with a smile. Brother Minato, let me tell you, I am the #1 student in the ninja school. Uchiha Kamizuki showed a look, you accepted me as an apprentice, you earned an expression, and said proudly. You don't know, but I have already started to create my own ninjutsu. Is it? Hearing this, Uzumaki Kushina narrowed his eyes and said with a smile. Then Brother Kamizuki is really amazing. Although Uchiha Kamizuki is surprised by being the #1 in the ninja school class, it is a complete joke to say that Uchiha Kamizuki can create ninjutsu by himself. The students of the ninja school usually just throw shurikens and kunai, simply exercise their bodies, and have never seen a few ninjutsu, let alone create their own ninjutsu. In response, Namikaze Minato also smiled slightly. He would not believe that a kid at the genin level created his own ninjutsu. You don't believe me. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki became angry, as expected, then immediately rolled up his sleeves, stretched out his right hand, and said proudly. Today, I will let you see what a real genius is. Having said that, Uchiha Kamizuki had a thought and began to cast Rasengan. The light blue chakra gathered in the hands of Uchiha Kamizuki, then condensed, and gathered into a chakra light ball, constantly spinning up. Then, the chakra light sphere collapsed directly, turning into a faint chakra light spot and disappearing. That, made a mistake, it was a mistake, I'll do it again. The show failed. Uchiha Kamizuki blushed suddenly, and then started repeating again. However, the result was still the same as before, just as the chakra light ball was condensed, the chakra ball collapsed immediately. Come again. Uchiha Kamizuki's face turned even redder, and a little bit of sweat came out of his forehead. However, the more nervous, the more serious the failure of Uchiha Kamizuki's Rasengan, which made Uchiha Kamizuki almost cry. Actually, I have succeeded before. You must believe me. Although he said this on his mouth, but Uchiha called himself in his heart. Uchiha Kamizuki performed consciously and perfectly, the performance that a young genius should have. Okay, Brother Kamizuki, stop now. Seeing that Uchiha Kamizuki failed several times in a row, Uzumaki Kushina could not help shaking his head slightly. Uzumaki Kushina grabbed Uchiha Kamizuki's hand, stopped Uchiha Kamizuki from continuing to try, and said with concern. Brother Kamizuki, you have consumed a lot of chakra before, you can't try again. When Uchiha Kamizuki heard this, he lowered his head, showing a dejected look. Kamizuki, what kind of ninjutsu did you just do? It looks very good. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki was depressed because of his failed performance, Namikaze Minato suddenly asked with a smile. Well, Uchiha Kamizuki, who was affirmed by Namikaze Minato, regained his energy in an instant, and restored the expression of 277, and, I am such a genius. High Face said proudly, actually, this ninjutsu is just me. I suddenly had an idea. I felt that this technique might be very powerful, so I just studied it. Is this really a very powerful ninjutsu? Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Namikaze Minato with anticipation in his eyes. Seeing Uchiha Kamizuki's expectant expression, Uzumaki Kushina at the side rolled his eyes. She didn't think Uchiha Kamizuki's ninjutsu was so powerful. She thought Namikaze Minato was just trying to comfort Uchiha Kamizuki. It is indeed a very powerful ninjutsu, and the idea is also very interesting. Namikaze Minato looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with a serious expression, and said with admiration. It's hard to imagine, Kamizuki, you are so old, you can already create your own ninjutsu. Ha ha. Uchiha Kamizuki scratched his head in embarrassment, returned an awkward yet polite smile to Namikaze Minato, and said. That, actually, it's not that powerful anymore, and this ninjutsu has not been completely completed yet. Speaking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki's eyes suddenly lit up, looked at Namikaze Minato, and said with some excitement. By the way, Brother Minato, can you help me to perfect it as soon as possible? Uchiha Kamizuki has long wanted to take this opportunity to show the ninjutsu of Rasengan to the public. Otherwise, it would be too embarrassing to have this skill but not be able to use it. However, as soon as the words came out, Uchiha Kamizuki felt something was wrong again. After all, his current appearance is too small. In the eyes of others, he is completely a kid. And Namikaze Minato, but a disciple of Jiraiya, one of the Sannin, is the most promising Jonin in Konoha village. It is a bit whimsical for a strong man of this status to accompany Uchiha Kamizuki, a big kid, to perfect the so-called self-made ninjutsu. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but feel a little uneasy, Namikaze Minato thought for a while and said. Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help being surprised. He really didn't expect that Namikaze Minato actually agreed to his request. To be honest, I'm actually looking forward to this ninjutsu. Namikaze Minato smiled slightly, and said to Baozebo Kamizuki. Then Kamizuki, can you tell me now, how to practice this ninjutsu? Sure. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but his eyes lit up, and then he said. I divided this ninjutsu training method into 3 stages. The first stage is to release chakra and condense it on any part of the body, such as the left and right hands. Then the second stage is to continuously release a certain amount of chakra. This is a process that requires further control of one's own chakra than the first stage. The third stage is to maintain the released chakra and materialize it. At this stage, this ninjutsu is considered to be formed, and it has already possessed offensive power. Uchiha Kamizuki told Namikaze Minato the 3 cultivation steps of Rasengan in the simplest language, even with words and gestures. Namikaze Minato did not underestimate or perfunctory Uchiha Kamizuki because of Uchiha Kamizuki's age. Namikaze Minato listened very carefully. Namikaze Minato is carefully analyzing the feasibility of the practice method proposed by Uchiha Kamizuki, as well as the improvement method. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Kamizuki and Uzumaki Kushina, neither of them spoke casually, so as not to affect Namikaze Minato's thinking. Soon, half an hour passed. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki and Uzumaki Kushina were both about to feel bored and fell asleep, Namikaze Minato finally finished thinking. I think I understand how to practice. Namikaze Minato looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with an unconcealable surprise on his face. Because, as Namikaze Minato deduced this method for Uchiha Kamizuki, he couldn't help but discover the infinite possibilities of this ninjutsu, strong Yamato. It is really hard to imagine that such a powerful ninjutsu was invented by Uchiha Kamizuki, such a student who has not yet graduated from ninja school. Really, that would be great. Uchiha Kamizuki looked surprised and looked expectantly at Namikaze Minato, saying, Brother Minato, can you teach me? Well, hearing this, Namikaze Minato couldn't help scratching his head, and said with some embarrassment. I just have some ideas. I haven't really tried it, and I don't know if it will work. I think it's better to try it first and then talk. Then let's go and try it. After listening to Namikaze Minato's words, Uchiha God Months could not help but his eyes lit up, and he urged Namikaze Minato. Although, Uchiha Kamizuki has been able to cast Rasengan for a long time, but he has to do a full set of acting. Now that he has acted in the current plot, it would be abnormal if he showed a look of complete indifference. Therefore, he can only act like this, extremely eager. This, Namikaze Minato glanced at Uchiha Kamizuki, and then glanced at Uzumaki Kushina who was beside him, feeling a bit difficult. In fact, Namikaze Minato really wanted to experiment with this new ninjutsu with unlimited potential. However, since he hasn't been back to Konoha village for so long, Uzumaki Kushina must want to spend more time with him. It would hurt Kushina's heart too much if he went to practice ninjutsu with Uchiha Kamizuki. Namikaze Minato glanced at Uchiha Kamizuki, and then glanced at Uzumaki Kushina who was beside him, feeling a bit difficult. In fact, Namikaze Minato really wanted to experiment with this new ninjutsu with unlimited potential. However, since he hasn't been back to Konoha village for so long, Uzumaki Kushina must want to spend more time with him. It would hurt Kushina's heart too much if he went to practice ninjutsu with Uchiha Kamizuki. For a while, he couldn't help but feel a little difficult. After thinking for a while, Namikaze Minato still decided to reject Uchiha Kamizuki first, and spend more time with Uzumaki Kushina before talking. Let's go to the back mountain to practice, and it's fine if we try. Uzumaki Kushina on the side naturally, seeing Namikaze Minato's thoughts, immediately smiled, and then said, "Okay, it's getting late, let's go quickly." Kushina. Facing Uzumaki Kushina's generosity, Namikaze Minato was very moved. At the moment, he didn't hesitate anymore, and directly took Uchiha Kamizuki and Uzumaki Kushina, and the two of them went straight to Konoha's back mountain forest. Uchiha Kamizuki and the three of them are ninjas, and their physique is much better than that of ordinary people. Therefore, it didn't take long for the three of them to arrive at the forest behind Konoha village. After finding a place with a relatively wide view, Namikaze Minato began to try how to adjust Rasengan's cultivation method. After this trial, he practiced till night. At this time, the cold moonlight shrouded the entire land like a silver gauze, and the feeling of tranquility was extremely pleasant. At this moment, Namikaze Minato has successfully completed the second stage of training. He can make the water in the water polo move irregularly until it breaks the water polo. And Uchiha Kamizuki, also under the guidance of Namikaze Minato, managed to make the water in the water polo move irregularly. But, even so, Uchiha Kamizuki still couldn't break the water polo, and was one step behind in progress. Hateful, Uchiha Kamizuki cursed a little weakly, and threw away the water polo in a very aura. Seeing this scene, Namikaze Minato couldn't help but step forward and explain. "Kamizuki, you don't have to be so frustrated, in fact, your progress is already very fast." Seeing Uchiha Kamizuki, Namikaze Minato still had an ugly expression on his face, so he couldn't help but continued. "Actually, the reason why you haven't made my progress is not because your skills are insufficient, but because your attributes are not compatible with this ninjutsu. According to my observation, this ninjutsu is best to have the wind attribute in the chakra, so that it can be practiced successfully at the fastest speed. Although I haven't tested the chakra attribute for you, the Uchiha clan is naturally good at fire-style ninjutsu, and most of the clan members are also of the fire attribute. Of course, there are quite a few people with dual attributes. Therefore, your own fire attribute is not a special match with this ninjutsu, which makes your practice speed a bit slower and more difficult to master. However, it doesn't matter. I feel that the new ninjutsu you created has unlimited possibilities. It is also possible to use the fire attribute chakra. So, Kamizuki, you don't need to be discouraged at all, I believe you can master this technique very quickly." Namikaze Minato looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with a smile while explaining to Uchiha Kamizuki to build up confidence. "Thank you, brother Minato, I know, I will keep practicing and never give up." After Uchiha Kamizuki thanked Namikaze Minato, he showed a firm expression and expressed his attitude. "Nearly forgot." Seeing this scene, Namikaze Minato nodded in satisfaction, then suddenly slapped himself on the forehead, and said to Uchiha Kamizuki, "Kamizuki, I almost forgot to tell you just now, I have improved this ninjutsu training method to a certain extent. On the basis of the first 3 stages of training, I added a 4th stage of practice to increase the power of this ninjutsu. According to my previous experiments, I found that if this ninjutsu is only practiced in the first 3 steps, its attack power is extremely limited. The attack power at this stage can only cause a certain degree of external damage to the enemy, but it cannot cause fatal damage to the enemy. The lack of attack power will give the enemy an opportunity. Therefore, I think there is a final stage of training that combines all the previous things. I think like this: first concentrate chakra on the hand, then maintain the continuous output of chakra, and finally freeze it, and become a small typhoon with infinite power. In this way, not only can the external damage be done to the enemy, but also the chakra movement in the enemy's body can be disrupted, and the attack power can be increased several times. As expected of Namikaze Minato. After listening to Namikaze Minato's vision, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but sigh. Namikaze Minato's talent is so high. Before, Uchiha Kamizuki deliberately concealed something, and the things he explained to Namikaze Minato were just some basic theories and simple cultivation methods. In this regard, Uchiha Kamizuki originally thought that it would take some time for Namikaze Minato to perfect the complete version of Rasengan by itself. However, what he didn't expect was that Namikaze Minato's talent was so high. He actually perfected the complete version of Rasengan's cultivation method by analogy, which really shocked Uchiha Kamizuki. How is it? Do you think it's okay, Kamizuki? Finally, Namikaze Minato finished explaining his theory, and then looked at Uchiha Kamizuki. From Namikaze Minato's point of view, Uchiha God's way of thinking is not unreasonable. Although he is still very young, his talent for ninjutsu training is very high. Plus Uchiha Kamizuki, creator of this new jutsu again. Therefore, Namikaze Minato feels that he needs to consult Uchiha Kamizuki himself for the improvement of this ninjutsu and various revisions in the future. Brother Minato, you are amazing. Uchiha Kamizuki squeezed his small fist, excitedly, and praised Namikaze Minato one after another, saying, I've been thinking about ninjutsu for so long without any progress, and you actually perfected it in such a short period of time. It's really amazing. Where is it? Where is it? Namikaze Minato's people are honest, they don't dare to take credit for themselves, and said quickly. The main reason is that Kamizuki, the idea you put forward is so good, I just follow your thinking. Hearing this, Uchiha Kamizuki quickly took Mani back. Brother Minato, you don't need to be so polite. It's still Kamizuki, you are amazing. No, it's Brother Minato, you are amazing. Hey, Kamizuki is the best of you. You rock. You. Looking at Namikaze Minato and Uchiha Kamizuki, the two of them are there, bragging to each other like no one else. Uzumaki Kushina can't help but feel the veins on his forehead start to throb. Watching Namikaze Minato and Uchiha Kamizuki, the two of them are there, bragging about business like no one else. Uzumaki Kushina couldn't help feeling the blue veins on his forehead, which started to throb. Call. After exhaling a foul breath, Uzumaki Shinai said. Okay, you should have enough. Don't look at it. What time is it? Well, hearing this, Namikaze Minato raised his head belatedly, glanced at the sky, and found that the moon was already in the middle of the sky at this time. He couldn't help but smiled a little embarrassedly and said to Uchiha Kamizuki. Well, Kamizuki, let's stop here for today. Uchiha Kamizuki also made a look of being suddenly enlightened, and then smiled a little embarrassingly and said to Uzumaki Kushina. Sister Kushina, do you need me to take you home? Humph. Uzumaki Kushina didn't speak, just looked at Uchiha Kamizuki like this, until he was embarrassed by Uchiha Kamizuki, then smiled and said. Let me and Minato take you home, brother Kamizuki first. Hee. Uchiha Kamizuki had no choice but to return Uzumaki Kushina with an awkward yet polite smile. Uchiha Kamizuki really wanted Namikaze Minato they send themselves home. Mainly because Uchiha Kamizuki was scared, someone ambushed him on his way back. Having read the original book, he knows that Shimura Danzo likes to attack his prey at night. Although, Shimura Danzo does not necessarily know how to do it, but the heart of harming others is indispensable, and the heart of preventing others is indispensable. In short, the little white point is good. Immediately, under the escort of Namikaze Minato and Uzumaki Kushina, Uchiha Kamizuki returned to his home in a short time. Okay, rest early, brother Kamizuki. Before Uchiha Kamizuki's house, Uzumaki Kushina once again used a head-to-head kill on Uchiha Kamizuki. Then Sister Kushina and Brother Minato, let's go back and rest early too. Likewise, Uchiha Kamizuki said goodbye to Namikaze Minato and Uzumaki Kushina. That, Kamizuki. Just when Uchiha Kamizuki turned around and was about to go home to sleep, Namikaze Minato suddenly smiled and asked. Well, Kamizuki, I forgot to ask, what's the name of your ninjutsu? Uchiha Kamizuki just remembered that he hadn't named Rasengan yet, and waved his hand casually. Namikaze Minato said. As for the name, you, Minato-san, will pick one. Huh, is it really possible? That's great, I just have an idea. After listening to Uchiha Kamizuki's words, Namikaze Minato became obviously excited, and then said to Uchiha Kamizuki. It's called Super Invincible Ultimate Destroyer 1 Style. Do you think this name is good? Namikaze Minato thinks this name is super handsome and super loud, and it matches his and Uchiha Kamizuki's temperament very well. Hearing this, Uzumaki Kushina couldn't help but turn dark, and covered her face in pain. She suddenly didn't want this boyfriend anymore. What the hell, what a name for the second class. In this regard, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help, the corner of his mouth twitched slightly, and his whole body felt bad instantly. Uchiha Kamizuki really can't imagine when he and a peerless powerhouse like Uchiha Madara will have a peak duel. When he suddenly yelled out the name of a middle school student, Uchiha Madara's face looked confused. It's too eye-catching. This is an insult to the entire duel. With such a heart in his heart, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but shudder. This name is really too shameful, making it difficult for him to say it. Uchiha Kamizuki is a little suspicious now. How did the original name, Rasengan, come from? Ah, what's the matter? Don't you guys think this name is very handsome and matches our temperament well? Namikaze Minato was puzzled by the silence of Uchiha Kamizuki and Uzumaki Kushina. Is there anything wrong with such a cool name? Thank you, Minato. Brother, I feel super invincible. Ultimate destruction. Yishi, this cool name is more suitable for your temperament, brother Minato, I don't need it. Speaking of this, Uchiha Kamizuki did not give Namikaze Minato a chance to refute at all, and immediately said. 0. I figured it out, I'll call it Rasengan, here. Ah, if you don't like the name, forget it. Namikaze Minato shook his head resentfully, as if he had suffered some blows, but he returned to normal after a short while, and then said to Uchiha Kamizuki seriously. Kamizuki, I will reserve this name for you first. If you want to change your name later, just use it. Namikaze Minato generously said that he still has a lot of ideas. Naming ninjutsu is entirely his specialty. Let Uchiha Kamizuki not be left for him, he has many similar names. Nima, the future 4th Hokage, actually has such a weakness. Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but the corners of his mouth twitched even more violently, complaining frantically in his heart. Fortunately, Namikaze Minato still has a good habit of reading, otherwise, what would the name of the savior of Uzumaki Naruto become? Uzumaki Ultimate Invincible 1 form. Namikaze Nicholas Super 2 form. Or is it Uzumaki Namikaze, Thomas Rotation 3 pose? Or is it Namikaze Nimike's Super Roar pose? My god, it's so scary to imagine. For a moment, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but squeezed a cold sweat in his heart for Uzumaki Naruto, who was not yet born. Scary. Uchiha Kamizuki secretly wiped the cold sweat off his brow. At the same time, Uchiha made up his mind that the next time he creates his own ninjutsu, he should not change the name in advance, Namikaze Minato, so as to save him from worrying about the name of ninjutsu. With this in mind, Uchiha Kamizuki hurriedly saw off the guests, saying, Goodbye, Sister Kushina. Goodbye, Brother Minato. Uzumaki Kushina smiled slightly and said, Bye-bye, Brother Kamizuki. Ah, Kamizuki, think about it again when you have time. Super Invincible Ultimate Shattering Style, this name really matches your temperament. Namikaze Minato looked back 3 times, still trying to persuade Uchiha Kamizuki. To this, Uchiha Kamizuki responded with an awkward yet polite smile. Get out. Since meeting Namikaze Minato and Uzumaki Kushina, Uchiha Kamizuki has a thick skin and goes to ask for ninjutsu training every day. Of course, during this period, Namikaze Minato still did not give up and was persuading Uchiha Kamizuki. Trying to let Uchiha Kamizuki use that Super Invincible Ultimate Destroyer style, which is a name that matches Uchiha Kamizuki's temperament very well. Uchiha Kamizuki ignored this at all, which made Namikaze Minato feel extremely regretful, and even felt that Uchiha Kamizuki had aesthetic problems. In the end, it took Namikaze Minato a week to fully display the ninjutsu of Rasengan. However, It took 2 weeks for the creator, Uchiha Kamizuki, to display Rasengan for the first time in front of people. The second week after Uchiha Kamizuki learned Rasengan, the graduation exam time of ninja school is also set, which is the last Sunday of this month. Today, Uchiha Kamizuki is a rare visitor to the ninja school. Because, today, ninja school is offering a free chakra attribute test for all fresh graduates. In fact, Uchiha Kamizuki also planned to test his chakra attribute in private. However, one chapter of chakra test paper requires 1,500 taels. Such consumption is a shameful waste for someone like Uchiha Kamizuki, who has a Krypton gold system. Therefore, until now, Uchiha Kamizuki has not tested himself the chakra attributes. This time, with such a free opportunity, Uchiha Kamizuki will not miss it in vain. Soon, in the anticipation of most of the students, the instructor Uehara Ida walked in. Putting a stack of chakra test strips on the podium, Uehara Ida cleared his throat and said, "I believe that many students have already received the news. Today the school will test the chakra attribute for everyone for free." As he spoke, Uehara Ida picked up a square piece of white paper from the podium and explained. "Now, this one in my hand, it's a chakra test strip. Some students may not be unfamiliar with it, but more students may not know it. I'll give you a brief explanation of its main functions. The chakra test paper is a kind of prop specially used to test the attributes of chakra. As long as you enter chakra into the chakra test paper, the chakra test paper will change. If it is a fire attribute chakra, the chakra test paper will catch fire. Similarly, if the wind attribute is chakra, the chakra test paper will be split in the middle. If the thunder attribute is chakra, the chakra test paper will become wrinkled. If the water attribute chakra, the chakra test paper will be wet. If the chakra is an earth attribute, the chakra test paper will be crushed. If there are multiple attributes, then there will be situations where one area is on fire, one area is split, one area becomes wrinkled, and so on." On the podium, Uehara Ida is constantly explaining to Uchiha Kamizuki and others the various changes of the chakra test paper. After all, nearly 90% of the children in Uchiha Kamizuki's class are from ordinary families or even orphans from orphanages. Children in this situation have no access to valuables such as chakra test strips on weekdays. Next, Uehara Ida began to let the children line up for inspection, while he made records for the children one by one, and then sorted them out and handed them to Mr. Hokage. The reason why ninja school pays a lot of money to give fresh graduates a free test of chakra attributes is mainly to discover talents among ordinary people. After all, it turns out that this investment is worthwhile. The most classic case is Jiraiya, one of Sannin. Hours later, Jiraiya's grades in the ninja school were really appalling. In addition, his parents are not ninjas, and almost all the teachers and classmates believe that Jiraiya's life is just a genin. However, who knew that before the graduation exam, he was tested to be a genius with 3 attributes just like Orochimaru. When the results came out, Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Senju Tsunade were taken in by Lord Third Hokage. As for what happened later, anyone in Konoha village will know that Jiraiya became one of the famous Konoha Sannin under the guidance of Master Third Hokage. Therefore, it can be said that the chakra attribute test before the graduation exam is an opportunity for most ordinary students to jump into the Dragon Gate. Uchiha Kamizuki also knows this. Moreover, Uchiha Kamizuki understands the importance of multi-attributes far better than the average person. In general, most ninjas have a single chakra attribute. And when they reached the Jonin level, in order to obtain more powerful ninjutsu, they developed a chakra attribute that was born with their own chakra attribute. In ninjutsu, a higher level of nature transformation is combined into mixed ninjutsu or blood succession limit. It takes about 10 years for a Jonin with average qualifications to develop another chakra attribute, and it takes 3 to 5 years to practice a mixed ninjutsu. However, if someone is born with multiple chakra attributes, then that time can be saved in developing entirely new chakra attributes. This is one of the reasons why ninjas who are born with multi-attribute chakra are so valued. Just imagine, you spent 7 or 8 years, while still developing a brand new chakra attribute. But people are tired of playing mixed ninjutsu for several times. How can this gap be compared? After all, occupations like ninjas are actually based on youth. Once the grade is older and the physical fitness declines, let alone advanced to a better level, whether the strength can be guaranteed not to decline is a problem. Therefore, if the chakra attribute is too single, it is equivalent to losing at the starting line. There is another main reason why multi-attribute chakra ninjas are highly respected, that is, when two kinds of chakra nature transformation are used in combination at the same time, a new escape technique will be generated and a new, blood succession limit, will be formed. However, under normal circumstances, only a very small number of ninja can develop this new escape technique by themselves. However, once successful, this new escapism will be recorded by the ninja's genes, and passed on to his next generation through blood relationship, forming a blood succession limit family. There are many such situations in the ninja world. For example, the Minazuki clan of Kurigakure formed the blood succession Genkei clan through the nature transformation of wind style and water style. Moreover, when three nature transformations of chakra attributes are used in combination, blood successors will be eliminated, and more than 5 types may be formed. According to legend, blood successors will be snatched. Therefore, ninjas who are born with multiple attributes are extremely sought after in every ninja village. It is also for this reason that Konoha village will conduct a free chakra attribute test among fresh graduates, so as not to miss the talent among civilian ninjas. Especially now, 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen of Konoha village, who is a ninjutsu professor of Grandmaster 5 attribute ninjutsu, is especially interested in this aspect. By the way, why didn't I think of it before? Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki slapped himself on the forehead and cursed himself for being stupid. He had never thought of such a simple method before. Why didn't Laozi think of this trick before? Suddenly, Uchiha Kamizuki slapped himself on the forehead and cursed himself for being stupid. Using multi-attribute talents, such a simple way to attract Sarutobi Hiruzen's attention, he never thought of it before. He really is looking for a donkey by riding a donkey. 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, the reason why he is called Dr. Ninjutsu is because of his Grandmaster 5 attribute ninjutsu. As for the possibility of 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen being self-developed with 5 attributes through practice, Uchiha Kamizuki said directly. The development of each attribute, even a genius, takes an extremely long time. Moreover, the development of a new chakra attribute will cause its own strength to stagnate. If the 5 attributes of Sarutobi Hiruzen were really all developed by himself, Uchiha Kamizuki dared to say that the position of Hokage would have long been missed. In the final analysis, the ninja world is still a world where the strong are respected. Although the shadow of a village may not be the strongest in the entire ninja village, at least it must be 50-50 with the strongest in the village. After all, there are always times when the truth does not make sense, and at that time, whoever has the biggest fist is the master. The reason why fists cannot solve all problems is because your fists are not big enough or hard enough. Moreover, judging from Konoha Sanin's situation, Sarutobi Hiruzen's criteria for accepting apprentices should be to have at least 3 chakra attributes at the same time. For ordinary ninjas, things like chakra attributes are completely determined by God. However, Uchiha Kamizuki is different. He has character cards. As long as he equips a ninja's character card, he also has the chakra attribute of that ninja. The perfect opportunity to pretend is here. Thinking of this, the corners of Uchiha Kamizuki's mouth could not help but curl up slightly. Uchiha Kamizuki, who knows the original work, knows that 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen is quite talented. Back then, when Yamato accepted Shimura Danzo's order to assassinate him on his way to the Land of Fire to meet the daimyo in 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. It is because of the wood-style ninjutsu, 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, that not only failed to kill Yamato. After returning to the village, Shimura Danzo was instead ordered to hand over Yamato. After that, Yamato was absorbed into Anbu and cultivated as a confidant. Likewise, as long as Uchiha Kamizuki shows superhuman talent, then, he showed similar thoughts to the will of fire advocated by Sarutobi Hiruzen, and drew a clear line with the Uchiha family. With the character of 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, there is a great possibility to keep him, absorb him into Anbu, and become his confidant. As long as I get through the novice stage, my strength becomes stronger, and my wings harden. What will Konoha's people do to me? If it doesn't work, Laozi will become a traitor, join Xiao's organization, even kill Pain, and become the boss himself. Then network the entire ninja world's S-level rebel ninjas, knock out all the 5 major countries, and finally take Kagayaji. When the time comes, Laozi will publish an autobiography. It's called Hokage, doing what he wants. It's so cool. After the obsession, Uchiha Kamizuki found that Uehara Ida was about to test him, and quickly began to check the attributes of his character card. Uchiha Sasuke is fire, wind undeveloped thunder, earth undeveloped water undeveloped yin. Uchiha Itachi is fire, wind undeveloped water undeveloped yin, yang undeveloped. Uzumaki Naruto is fire, wind, thunder undeveloped, earth undeveloped, water undeveloped, yang undeveloped. Nara Shikamaru is fire, earth, yin. Haha, that's enough. As long as I equip the 3 character cards Uchiha Sasuke, Uzumaki Naruto, and Nara Shikamaru, I can have fire, thunder, wind, earth, and yin at the same time. There are 5 chakra attributes. Quote, even if the yin-dun chakra attribute cannot be detected, I am still a genius of the 4 chakra attributes. Immediately, Uchiha Kamizuki quickly switched to the character card of Nara Shikahisa, and waited quietly for Uehara Ida to come to test him. Unlike Uchiha Kamizuki's eagerness to try, Uehara Ida's face was as dark as the bottom of a pot at this time. At this moment, he has tested nearly half of the children in the class, and there are not even many people who are born with 2 attributes, Hikra. And the only ones that were detected were all family members. No matter how outstanding this kind of person is in the future, all the credit will be attributed to the family behind him. The so-called excellent pedigree has nothing to do with him Uehara Ida. Also, the talents of the 2 chakra attributes are pretty good too. However, it is far from what Uehara Ida expected. Originally, Uehara Ida thought that there would be 1 or 2 geniuses with 3 chakra attributes, but he didn't expect that even 2 chakra attributes were so rare. Forget it. After all, among the common people, if you want to give birth to offspring with ninja qualifications, it is already very good. Uehara Ida comforted himself in this way, and then gave the children in the class one test after another, and recorded the relevant information at the same time. Sure enough, there were several students in succession, all of which were of a single chakra attribute without any surprise. Finally, Uehara Ida came to Uchiha Kamizuki, handed him a chakra test paper, and repeated mechanically, saying, "Just do as I said before, put chakra into it." In fact, for Uchiha Kamizuki, Uehara Ida still has some expectations. After all, he is also a member of the Uchiha clan. If there is no accident, it should be fire, earth, this kind of double chakra attributes. Uehara Ida thought so in his heart. What's going on? How could this happen? Uchiha Kamizuki actually, more than 2 chakra attributes. Are these 3 chakra attributes? It's still changing. How is this going? Suddenly, a burst of noise brought Uehara Ida's consciousness back to the real world, and he focused his eyes on the chakra test paper in Uchiha Kamizuki's hand with some doubts. At this moment, on the chakra test paper in the hands of Uchiha Kamizuki, some areas started to catch fire, some areas cracked, some areas became crumpled, and some areas became pulverized. This. Seeing this scene, Uehara Ida was a little dumbfounded. He has been engaged in the education of ninja schools for nearly 10 years, and this is the first time he has encountered such a situation. Fire, wind, thunder, earth, these are the 4 chakra attributes, the natural 4 chakra attributes. At this moment, Uehara Ida only felt that he was dreaming, and everything in front of him became unreal. Fire, wind, thunder, earth. Uehara Ida looked at the changes on the chakra test paper in Uchiha Kamizuki's hand, and muttered involuntarily. The are the 4 chakra attributes, the 4 chakra attributes of birth. At this moment, Uehara Ida felt as if he was dreaming, and everything in front of him became unreal. Uchiha Kamizuki's performance has broken the record since the establishment of the ninja school. Uchiha Kamizuki, the entire ninja school, #1 ever, was discovered to be a genius born with the 4 chakra attributes. Could it be the chakra test strips? Something went wrong. With a trembling right hand, Uehara Ida took out a chakra test paper again, handed it to Uchiha Kamizuki, swallowed and said, "Kamizuki-san, please try again." Well, Uchiha Kamizuki hesitated, looked at Uehara Ida, and said with some hesitation. Well, Teacher Uehara, I heard that each person can only use this chakra test paper once for free, right? I don't have the money to buy a second one. Uchiha Kamizuki said that he was poor and could not afford it. Nima. When Uehara Ida heard the words, he felt that there were 10,000 beasts and grass mud horses galloping past his heart. Mr. Kamizuki, the teacher has to remind you, at such an important time, you will be beaten to death for making such a joke. On Uehara Ida's forehead, there was a big, D, character, which kept shaking. He suppressed the anger in his heart, gritted his teeth, and said to Uchiha Kamizuki, "Hurry up and try again. After confirming that the result is correct, the teacher will give you the money for this chakra test paper, and reward you with another 1,000 taels." A windfall. Uchiha Kamizuki immediately became happy when he heard this, and stopped talking nonsense, and immediately injected chakra into the chakra test strip. With the infusion of Uchiha Kamizuki chakra, all the classmates and teachers are staring at the changes on the chakra test paper. I saw the chakra test paper in the hands of Uchiha Kamizuki. First, some areas started to catch fire, then some areas cracked, then some areas became crumpled, and finally some areas became pulverized. The test results are exactly the same as the previous ones. Now, Uehara Ida can confirm that Uchiha Kamizuki is really unprecedented, a peerless genius born with 4 chakra attributes. It's so good. Uehara Ida was overjoyed and recorded the message of Uchiha Kamizuki almost with trembling hands. Uchiha Kamizuki brushed it with satisfaction, and the whole class and the teacher were shocked. Then, Uchiha Kamizuki reminded Uehara Ida again, saying, "Teacher Uehara, don't forget the 1,000 taels you promised me." Uchiha Kamizuki intends to squeeze out the last bit of Uehara Ida's residual value. Oh, after Uehara Ida answered absently, he continued to test other students. As for the talents of other students, it is no longer what Uehara Ida intends to consider. After all the students had finished the test, Uehara Ida immediately left the classroom as quickly as possible. He wants to report the situation about Uchiha Kamizuki to Lord 3rd Hokage. Seeing Uehara Ida's almost eager to fly up to report, Uchiha Yanquan's expression turned extremely ugly. After he was defeated by Uchiha Kamizuki, he practiced hard every day. The purpose is to regain the title of the strongest genius of the Uchiha clan again one day. Originally, I haven't come to school for the past few months. Uchiha Yanquan almost forgot about Uchiha Kamizuki. Unexpectedly, today, as soon as Uchiha Kamizuki came, he stole the limelight from him, not everyone else. He was really defending day and night, and he didn't even defend Uchiha Kamizuki, this sudden move. I have to say, Uchiha Kamizuki pretends to be too hard, his eyes are blown. Uchiha Yanquan couldn't help feeling that he was a failure, he might as well apply for the graduation exam in advance. Becoming the second student to graduate after Hatake Kakashi, in that case, he wouldn't be reduced to this point. I regret it. Uchiha Yanquan had a bitter look on his face, and turned around disheartened, wanting to leave this place that made him sad. As a result, he suddenly saw a person who was even harder than him, Hyuga, every day. At this moment, Uchiha Yanquan inexplicably felt that his mood suddenly improved a lot. At least, there is another unlucky guy who is even more unlucky than himself. My day. Hyuga was in a bad mood at first, but when he saw Uchiha Yanquan's gloating expression on his face, he immediately felt even more miserable. Cousin Kamizuki, you fool. When Uchiha Yanquan and Hyuga were in dire straits, Uchiha Obito suddenly ran to Uchiha Kamizuki's side and gave Uchiha Kamizuki a hard hammer. You are too much. On Uchiha Obito's face, with a strong expression called jealousy, he looked at Uchiha Kamizuki and said through gritted teeth, "You dare to steal the limelight from my cousin." Before, Uchiha Obito was detected, and the 2 chakra attributes of fire and earth were really frightening in front of Nohara Lin. Originally, Uchiha Obito wanted to play Uchiha Kamizuki again after finishing Nohara Rin. As a result, he has not had enough addiction yet. Uchiha Kamizuki has one, born with 4 chakra attributes. This real hammer suppressed Uchiha Obito, and he really didn't even have the ability to resist, which made him very upset. Generally speaking, in a family, isn't the older brother who is stronger than the younger brother? Why is it completely reversed when it comes to him? Is it because I'm just pretending? Suddenly, Uchiha Obito felt that he had grasped the key point of the matter. It must be so. Thinking of this, Uchiha Obito's eyes suddenly became firmer, thinking to himself. In the future, Kamizuki will have to call me brother directly, and the word, watch, must be removed. Hehe. Seeing that Uchiha Obito came to him, said a few words to himself, and then suddenly started to comfort himself again, Uchiha Kamizuki couldn't help but twitch the corners of his mouth. Are you here to be funny? Uchiha Kamizuki really wanted to take a look at the head of Uchiha Obito and see how the head of Dogecoin grows. This guy Obito, with such a scumbag in the early stage, can't he add all his skill points to the skill of funny? Uchiha Kamizuki looked at Uchiha Obito with a strange face, and Uchiha Obito, who had already maximized his funny skills, thought maliciously in his heart. However, it feels really good to pretend to be aggressive. Uchiha Kamizuki glanced around, and after seeing the expressions of envy, jealousy and hatred of Sarutobi Asuma, Uchiha Yanquan, Hyuga Hiden, and Yuhihong, he couldn't help but feel a little ecstatic, with a good temperament, and thought to himself. Sure enough, putting more pictures is good for your health. What? Third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen stood up abruptly from behind Hokage's desk, stared at Uehara Ida in shock, and asked. Are you sure you are born with 4 chakra genders? Master Hokage, I have confirmed again and again that there is no doubt that the 4 types of chakra are born. Below, an Anbu ninja wearing a white cat face mask knelt on one knee and replied respectfully. Well, you go down first. After confirming the authenticity of the situation, Sarutobi Hiruzen immediately waved his hand and let the Anbu ninja go down. Uchiha Kamizuki. Uchiha Kamizuki, it's a pity, it would be nice if you were not a member of the Uchiha clan. Sarutobi Hiruzen walked to Hokage's desk, in front of the floor-to-ceiling windows behind, and looked at the ninja school in the distance, but his heart was full of emotions. To be honest, Uchiha Kamizuki's natural 4 chakra attributes make Sarutobi Hiruzen very excited. Back then, Orochimaru, Jiraiya, and Senju Tsunade, all 3 of them had only 3 types of chakra-attributed qualifications. After his training, they all became the famous, Sleepy Leaf Sannin, in the ninja world. And now Uchiha Kamizuki, the talent is still worse than them. If he can be trained well, after growing up, no matter how bad he is, he will be a ninja at the same level as Orochimaru, which will be of great benefit to him in consolidating his Hokage status. It is a pity that Uchiha Kamizuki is a member of the Uchiha clan. If he awakens Mangekyo Sharingan in the future, it is very likely to cause immeasurable harm to Konoha. Moreover, even if Uchiha Kamizuki can be like Uchiha Kagami, his eyes are not limited to family power, he can inherit the will of fire, and guard Konoha wholeheartedly. It is also impossible for these elder advisory groups, headed by Udatane Kaharu and Midokado Homura, to allow him to accept Uchiha Kamizuki as a disciple. They have a deep-rooted prejudice against the Uchiha clan, and it is impossible for Uchiha Kamizuki, who has the blood of the Uchiha clan, to enter the center of power in Konoha village. Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed. The situation in Konoha is becoming more and more treacherous now. On the surface it looks calm, but in fact it is undercurrent. Among Konoha's high-ranking officials, with the Uchiha clan and the Hyuga clan, the competition between Konoha's wealthy families has become more and more obvious. At this critical moment, even Sarutobi Hiruzen, as third Hokage, dare not break this balance at will. It's a pity, Uchiha Kamizuki is such a good seed. Sarutobi Hiruzen exhaled a thick smoke ring, deeply moved. Before, when Uchiha Kamizuki and Namikaze Minato contacted them, Sarutobi Hiruzen paid a lot of attention. Therefore, for Uchiha Kamizuki's mentality, he thinks he has a good grasp of it. Sarutobi Hiruzen knew that Uchiha Kamizuki was different from the general Uchiha clan. He doesn't have the kind of strong family affection that other Uchiha people have, and everything is about family interests. In this regard, Sarutobi Hiruzen feels that it is entirely possible for Uchiha Kamizuki to accept the inheritance of the Will of Fire and become a solid force to protect Konoha and Hokage. Coupled with the present, Uchiha Kamizuki's superhuman talent can be said to be the best candidate to protect Konoha's future. However, Uchiha Kamizuki, who has the identity and blood of the Uchiha clan, is doomed to be unable to enter the power center of Konoha village. This is an irreconcilable contradiction. Well, it seems that Minato can only be used. Pay more attention in the future. Uchiha Kamizuki's mentality has changed. If it doesn't work, he must not be used by the Uchiha clan. Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed again. He had already decided. If Uchiha Kamizuki showed signs of awakening Mangekyo Sharingan, Uchiha Kamizuki would be imprisoned and a controlling spell would be engraved on him. He absolutely does not allow Mangekyo Sharingan to reappear AJDC among the Uchiha clan, endangering the stability and prosperity of Konoha. Hey, if I can't accept apprentices, Jiraiya and the others can. Suddenly, Sarutobi Hiruzen's heart skipped a beat. He suddenly thought of Jiraiya, the apprentice Namikaze Minato he accepted as very good. Not only is he extremely talented, but he is also a staunch supporter of the Will of Fire, a member of his faction. If Jiraiya or Orochimaru accept Uchiha Kamizuki as an apprentice, then Uchiha Kamizuki will become his disciple and grandson, still a member of his faction. Moreover, in this way, the excuses of Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura can be completely dispelled, and they can kill two birds with one stone. It's just that Jiraiya is too unreliable. If you accept Uchiha Kamizuki as an apprentice, you may not be able to teach a disciple like Namikaze Minato again. He cannot be Uchiha Kamizuki's butcher. Tsunade's character is not a big problem, and he has always been in Konoha village. However, the deaths of Nawaki and Kato Duan have dealt a heavy blow to her. Moreover, being a master and medical ninja, it is really difficult for her to develop multi-attribute ninjutsu. Although Orochimaru is an all-rounder, he has achieved certain achievements in all aspects. If he is the teacher of Uchiha Kamizuki, his strength has come. However, Orochimaru tends to be cold-blooded and gloomy in character. If Uchiha Kamizuki and Orochimaru stay together for too long, they may be affected by these aspects, which is not conducive to inheriting the Will of Fire. Although the old man is the best candidate, but in view of the identities of both parties, the old man cannot personally come forward to teach Uchiha God Ear. Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned, and he started to feel embarrassed again. Uchiha Kamizuki is a double-edged sword. If he can't guarantee that he can absolutely control it, he may hurt himself in the end, and the loss will not be worth the loss. In this case, it is better not to use it. Yes, since Uchiha Kamizuki and Minato know each other, let Minato become Uchiha Kamizuki's teacher. With Minato's personality, Uchiha Kamizuki shouldn't be spoiled, and the old man can supervise Uchiha Kamizuki regularly. After Uchiha Kamizuki is promoted to Chunin, let him become Anbu, stay with the old man, and be taught by the old man himself, so as to pass on the Will of Fire. Thinking of this, Sarutobi Hiruzen was in a good mood, and immediately asked someone to summon Namikaze Minato to discuss with him about accepting apprentices. This kind of thing must be done quickly, otherwise, if the Uchiha clan, or Udatane Kaharu and the others react and come out to make trouble, the matter will be difficult. Soon, Namikaze Minato was brought to Sarutobi Hiruzen's office by Anbu Ninja for a 2-hour detailed talk. Soon, people from almost every major family received the news that Uchiha Kamizuki was born with 4 chakra attributes. In this regard, small and medium-sized families think they are unable to participate in it, and they all hold a wait-and-see attitude. In the case of the big family, they intend to jointly suppress Uchiha Kamizuki. After all, Uchiha Kamizuki is a member of the Uchiha clan. If it really rises in the future, it will definitely expand the power of the Uchiha clan. No, it cannot be taken lightly. As for Konoha senior management, the Konoha Dove faction headed by Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura also believe that the development of Uchiha Kamizuki should be curbed. However, the Hawk faction headed by Shimura Danzo is more radical, thinking that this is an opportunity to test the Uchiha clan. They can use this opportunity to let the people of the Uchiha clan teach them Uchiha Kamizuki to cultivate. If the Uchiha clan objects, it means that the Uchiha clan has disobedience and should be suppressed. All of a sudden, because of Uchiha Kamizuki's incident, in the entire Konoha village, the strengths of all parties secretly fought against each other, which made Konoha's interior turbulent. And at this moment, something happened that shocked everyone to ask for the ball. Uchiha Kamizuki actually apprentices, Jiraiya's apprentice, Konoha's most popular young ninja Namikaze Minato at this time. As soon as this news came out, the whole Konoha was shocked, and all the forces had different ideas. Of course, there are quite a few smart people who have seen the real plan of third Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen. For this, there are those who despise it, those who admire it, and those who are indifferent. Of course, there are also those who push things. In Hokage's office in Hokage House. Hiruzen, what on earth do you mean? Shimura Danzo's face was gloomy at this time, and he found one eye staring at him firmly. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was sitting behind Hokage's desk, asked very rudely. Hiruzen, you promised me that after Uchiha Kamizuki graduated from ninja school, he would report to my roots. What do you mean by Namikaze Minato, Uchiha Kamizuki? That, Danzo, I think so. Uchiha Kamizuki is, after all, born with the 4 chakra attributes, with extraordinary talents, but you are only good at wind style and taijutsu. In this case, it may be more difficult for you to teach, plus you and I are old, and you have a lot of things at your root. Therefore, I think that educating the next generation should be done by young people, and it should be regarded as training them. Sarutobi Hiruzen was also a little embarrassed. After all, he was the majestic Hokage-sama of Konoha village, and this unreasonable thing really discredited his Hokage. In addition, Shimura Danzo and him have been friends for many years. No, they are comrades in arms. It was very unreasonable for him to do so, and he was a little bit old-faced and slightly drunk at the moment when Shimura Danzo hit him like this. I'm not that old yet. Shimura Danzo looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with a kind face, and the anger in his heart was even worse. He felt that what Sarutobi Hiruzen said was all fart. When he fought for Sarutobi Hiruzen, why didn't Sarutobi Hiruzen despise him for being old? When he took all kinds of scapegoats for Sarutobi Hiruzen, why didn't Sarutobi Hiruzen despise him for being old? As for speaking, Uchiha Kamizuki is a variety of chakra attributes. He only has a problem with wind style, so that's not a problem. With his position as Shimura Danzo Hokage's assistant, he really wants to find a few ninjas of Grandmaster Fire style, Earth style, and Lightning style, and that's not easy to catch. Saying 1,000 to 10,000, Sarutobi Hiruzen is just evading, just going back on his word, and just not taking his Shimura Danzo seriously. Inexplicably, Danzo suddenly felt that his anger had become uncontrollable. Just because Sarutobi Hiruzen is the third Hokage, there are certain things that he, Shimura Danzo, can't argue about, nor can he. Assistant Hokage, it sounds nice, but in the end it is just a assistant, who can never be the master, and will always be Sarutobi Hiruzen's younger brother and second child. But why? Shimura Danzo realizes that he is no worse than Sarutobi Hiruzen, even stronger than him. Sarutobi Hiruzen usually implements many policies. In the eyes of Shimura Danzo, they are naive, even stupid. However, he couldn't compete with Sarutobi Hiruzen, just because Sarutobi Hiruzen is Hokage. There are obviously many dirty things, all of which are Sarutobi Hiruzen's ideas. However, all infamy needs him to recite Shimura Danzo because Sarutobi Hiruzen is Hokage. Hokage, Hokage, all because he is Hokage. The more Shimura Danzo thought about it, the more angry he felt. Back then, he made no less contribution than Sarutobi Hiruzen on the battlefield. Moreover, both he and Sarutobi Hiruzen are disciples of second Hokage Senju Tobirama. Why did you choose Sarutobi Hiruzen as the Hokage for the last second Hokage Senju Tobirama? For a long time, Shimura Danzo felt that Sarutobi Hiruzen was too benevolent for a woman, not as ruthless as a leader should be. Shimura Danzo felt that if he had made Hokage, he would have made Konoha village a monolith. It can still accommodate the rise of wealthy families such as Uchiha and Hyuga, and run out to make troubles. The reason for this situation is entirely due to Sarutobi Hiruzen's continuous interruption and policy mistakes. At the beginning, I tried my best to help you secure the position of Hokage, but now you, Sarutobi Hiruzen, don't think about your old love. If that's the case, don't blame me. After a long silence, Shimura Danzo clenched his fists and roared inwardly. This Hokage seat, you Sarutobi Hiruzen can sit, and I, Shimura Danzo can also sit. Thinking of this, Shimura Danzo couldn't help but took a deep breath, calmed down, then nodded indifferently to Sarutobi Hiruzen, and said softly. As soon as the voice fell, Shimura Danzo turned around and started walking outside. Seeing this scene, Sarutobi Hiruzen opened his mouth and wanted to say something, but in the end he didn't say anything. At this moment, in Sarutobi Hiruzen's heart, there is a feeling of guilt. He really had selfish intentions this time, wanting to bring a genius like Uchiha Kamizuki under his command. For this reason, he did indeed break the heart of his old friend a little bit. Sarutobi Hiruzen also understands Shimura Danzo, and knows Shimura Danzo's arrogant character. It will undoubtedly be very uncomfortable for him to snatch the talent he likes. Forget it, Danzo's level of maintenance of Konoha, I think he won't hold grudges against me because of such a trivial matter, after all, everyone also loves Konoha. Finally, Sarutobi Hiruzen shook his head and didn't care about this matter anymore. In his opinion, after a while, Shimura Danzo's anger subsides and he will be fine. At that time, everyone will still be good colleagues, good friends, comrades in arms. Udatane Kaharu's home, Mitokado Homura and Shimura Danzo, the three top Konoha village executives gathered together, an extremely rare scene. Although Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura usually belong to the dove leader of Sarutobi Hiruzen, they and Shimura Danzo are also old comrades in arms, and their private relationship is still very good, it's just a pure political disagreement. Come on, Sarutobi is so messed up this time. Suddenly, Udatane Kaharu jumped up, with a look of extreme anger on his face. Before, she and Mitokado Homura were still discussing how to target the Uchiha clan, because Uchiha Kamizuki might rise. They actually heard the subordinates say that Sarutobi Hiruzen had asked Namikaze Minato to accept Uchiha Kamizuki as his apprentice, and they were immediately furious. That's right, Sarutobi really went too far this time. Mitokado Homura also nodded angrily, agreeing with Udatane Kaharu. Before, they took advantage of it with great difficulty. The incident about Uchiha Tianfang made the Uchiha clan make concessions, which really suppressed the limelight of the Uchiha clan. As a result, it didn't take long before Uchiha Kamizuki started to show up again, and created a natural 4 chakra attributes, which made the Uchiha clan's limelight rise again. Now, in Konoha village, there are many ordinary people, who are starting to talk about the strength of the Uchiha clan. The prestige of the Uchiha clan began to rise slowly again. And at such a critical moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen actually asked Namikaze Minato to accept Uchiha Kamizuki as his apprentice. He was doing propaganda for the Uchiha clan. Who doesn't know, Namikaze Minato is Jiraiya's hostile disciple, his third Hokage, disciple of Sarutobi Hiruzen. This time, Namikaze Minato accepts Uchiha Kamizuki as his disciple again. What does this mean? Affirming the talents of the Uchiha clan. To make them more defiant. Sarutobi really made a policy mistake this time. The more Udatane Kaharu thought about it, the more angry he became, his face turned ugly, and he said very dissatisfied. Why didn't he ask for our opinion? He just felt it, and he directly informed the whole village. Hehe. Hearing this, Shimura Danzo, who hadn't said much all this time, suddenly laughed, and then shook his head. Danzo, what do you mean? Seeing this scene, Udatane Kaharu immediately frowned, looked at Shimura Danzo and asked. You organized us to come today, don't you just want to hear the grievances between me and Homura? That's right, Danzo, just say what you have to say. Mitokado Homura on the side, too, catches the slow turn Kaharu. He knows Shimura Danzo, the kind of character who goes to the Three Treasures Hall for nothing. If nothing happened, Shimura Danzo wouldn't have come to them to catch up with them for no reason. Okay, since you're all here, I won't talk nonsense, just tell you the truth. Shimura Danzo straightened his expression, and said with a serious face. About Uchiha Kamizuki, in fact, you don't know the inside story. Hearing this, Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura couldn't help but glanced at each other, seeing a trace of suspicion in each other's eyes. Mitokado Homura picked up a cup of tea at hand, and after taking a sip, he narrowed his eyes and asked calmly. I don't know what else, is it something we don't know? Udatane Kaharu also sat up slightly, looking at Shimura Danzo with a vague gaze. Actually, I knew Uchiha Kamizuki's talent early on. For this reason, I decided to absorb Uchiha Kamizuki as a root, and wanted to control Uchiha Kamizuki with a curse seal. Then, in reverse, make Uchiha Kamizuki my spy for the Uchiha clan. So, I informed Hiruzen of this matter, and Hiruzen agreed to my plan on the spot. Also, Hiruzen promised me that once Uchiha Kamizuki graduated from ninja school, he would send him into my roots and let me teach him. When Shimura Danzo said this, he couldn't help but pause, and after glancing at Udatane Kaharu and Midokado Homura, he continued. We've worked with Hiruzen for many years, and I don't need to tell you that he's not one to change overnight. However, this time Hiruzen broke his promise suddenly. In addition, Hiruzen has not discussed with any of us. I am afraid that this time things will not be so simple. Hehe, Danzo, are you being too sensitive? In the end, Sarutobi just took a fancy to Uchiha Kamizuki, who was born with 4 chakra attribute talents. What can he do? Hearing this, Midokado Homura couldn't help laughing. He felt that Shimura Danzo was a bit too radical and alarmist. No, I think there is some truth to what Danzo said. Suddenly, Udatane Kaharu expressed a different opinion. Zhang listens to him and continues. Sarutobi has always been prudent in doing things. At this time, when the major giants in Konoha village are rising, anything that can affect the current situation is very important. According to Hiruzen's vision, it is impossible not to see through this. Quote, but this time, Hiruzen suddenly accepted Namikaze Minato and Uchiha Kamizuki as his apprentice, which means supporting the Uchiha clan, which will definitely break the balance of the current situation. However, Hiruzen didn't discuss such an important matter with us. Why? Is it because Hiruzen knew we wouldn't agree with his policy and that's why he did it? Quote. After listening to Udatane Kaharu's analysis, Midokado Homura couldn't help but feel a little shaken. He also feels that Sarutobi Hiruzen's acting style this time is really weird. Yes, I think Kaharu is right. Just then, Shimura Danzo spoke again, only to hear him continue. At this moment, the big families in the village are rising up. They are unwilling to give up the interests of the family, and they are always against us. If things go on like this, after the forces of their families have accumulated to a certain extent, if we can't cede enough benefits to them, I'm afraid they will launch a coup or rebellion. And such a situation is obviously not what Hiruzen, who has always advocated a peaceful policy, wants to see. Having said that, Shimura Danzo paused, and after observing the serious faces of Udatane Kaharu and Midokado Homura, he continued. Therefore, I think the Uchiha Kamizuki incident this time is just an attempt by Hiruzen to integrate the Uchiha clan into us. What, Danzo, you mean to say that Sarutobi has already compromised with the other Konoha gates? Suddenly, Udatane Kaharu and Midokado Homura, the two of them couldn't help standing up at the same time, with shocked and disbelieving expressions on their faces. What, you mean, Sarutobi compromised with other giants? Suddenly, Udatane Kaharu and Midokado Homura couldn't help standing up at the same time, with shocked expressions on their faces. How could this be? Udatane Kaharu's face suddenly turned cold, and he said in disbelief. At the beginning, Master Second Hokage, the reason why he arranged the Uchiha clan to go outside the village and establish the Konoha police department was to marginalize the Uchiha clan and stay away from Konoha's authority center. Sarutobi is the direct disciple of Master Second Hokage. How can he violate the policy of Master Second Hokage staying? Besides, the Uchiha clan has always treated Konoha with a bad attitude. Once they are allowed to enter Konoha's power center, it will definitely make Konoha completely split. Hearing this, Shimura Danzo sneered and said, "You still don't understand, Hiruzen wants Konoha peace too much. Now the big families in our Konoha are rising. The power of the Hyuga clan and Uchiha clan alone has occupied nearly 10/4 of the power emperors in my Konoha village. Once this force rebels, it will definitely be a major blow to Konoha. Moreover, our enemies are not only people from the Uchiha clan, but also ninja village forces from other countries. If the Uchiha clan takes this as a threat, Hiruzen will most likely make a compromise for the sake of peace." After listening to Shimura Danzo's words, Udatane Kaharu and Midokado Homura fell silent. They also understand that, based on Sarutobi Hiruzen's usual policy, as long as the Uchiha clan makes a little concession and is willing to reconcile with Konoha, Sarutobi will also make enough concessions. In other words, the current Uchiha Kamizuki has become the bond and bridge between Sarutobi Hiruzen and the Uchiha clan. I don't believe that the Uchiha clan will let their guard down and cooperate with us. After some thought, Mitokado Homura finally shook his head and said, I never, ever believed in the Uchiha clan. Back then, not only because of Uchiha Madara, but also because of the First Ninja World War Zone. Thinking back then, how critical my Konoha situation was, the Uchiha clan was always unwilling to lend a helping hand. Not only that, they also forced us to keep a certain amount of troops to guard against the Uchiha clan. If it weren't for these reasons, our Konoha sacrifices could be reduced a lot. Speaking of this, Udatain Kaharu's voice became colder and said, therefore, even if it is the final battle with the Uchiha clan, I will never agree to cooperate with the Uchiha clan. However, Sarutobi has already made up his mind. This time he didn't come to us to discuss this matter, just because he was afraid that we would hinder him. Mitokado Homura rubbed his forehead. He didn't want to break up with Sarutobi Hiruzen, he really felt a headache right now. I won't let Sarutobi cooperate with the Uchiha clan like this. Although Udatain Kaharu is a woman, she is actually tougher than the man Mitokado Homura. Actually, there may not be a way to recover from this matter. Seeing that Mitokado Homura and Udatain Kaharu both expressed their thoughts, Shimura Danzo smiled secretly and slowly revealed his true purpose. Shimura Danzo used Yangmu, and did not shoot Udatain Kaharu, and Mitokado Homura did not cooperate with him. Oh, what can you do? Sure enough, after hearing what Shimura Danzo said, Udatain Kaharu frowned, looked at Shimura Danzo, and said, Danzo, I knew you asked us to come here, it's not such a simple reminiscence. If you have any plan, just say it. If we can cooperate with you, we will naturally cooperate with you. Udatain Kaharu is not an idiot who doesn't know anything. After so many years of working in the high-level Konoha, she still has her own way. At this moment, after analyzing the front and back, Udatain Kaharu roughly understood what the purpose of Shimura Danzo was. The purpose of Shimura Danzo is nothing more than to use her and Mitokado Homura's power to prevent Sarutobi Hiruzen from accepting apprentices this time. It just so happened that Udatain Kaharu also had the same purpose. In this case, it is understandable for her to help Shimura Danzo, and both parties just get what they need. Mitokado Homura on the side also had the same attitude. He looked at Shimura Danzo and said with a smile, Danzo, tell me your method directly, and we will think it over together and see how to implement it. Actually, this method is very simple. His thoughts were seen through by Udatain Kaharu and Mitokado Homura, two old friends. Shimura Danzo was not embarrassed at all, but said calmly, it's not easy for Hiruzen to announce the cooperation with the Zebo clan. If this is the case, we can take advantage of this. Hiruzen now claims that Namikaze Minato hired Uchiha Kamizuki because he appreciated Uchiha Kamizuki's talent. We can take advantage of this, find a genius who is the same age as Uchiha Kamizuki, directly and easily defeat Uchiha Kamizuki, and destroy his reputation as a genius. In this way, we can take this opportunity to ask Hiruzen to revoke the previous order. After listening to Shimura Danzo's words, Udatain Kaharu and Mitokado Homura looked at each other, and after making eye contact, they couldn't help but nodded at the same time. This method is fine. Mitokado Homura directly affirmed Shimura Danzo's method, but then he was a little embarrassed and said, however, according to what I know, this Uchiha Kamizuki's talent and strength are indeed extremely amazing. At the mere age of 6, he opened 2 Tomo Sharingan, and even created a set of body skills. Moreover, he also defeated Hyuga Raiden, a genius of the Hyuga clan, and Uchiha Yanquan, a genius disciple of the Uchiha clan. Based on the information I have collected, although Uchiha Kamizuki has not yet graduated from ninja school, his strength is no less than that of ordinary elite genin. Among my peers, it's too difficult to find another person who is even more talented than this genius. Hearing this, Udatain Kaharu also frowned. Apparently he couldn't find a peer who was more talented than Uchiha Kamizuki for a while. Just when Udatain Kaharu and Mitokado Homura were in a dilemma, Shimura Danzo suddenly laughed. Have you forgotten the son of Konoha's White Fang? Hatake Kakashi created the record for the earliest graduation in the history of the ninja school. P.S. Wangs. I saw some readers say that regarding Uzumaki Naruto's chakra attribute, they use the original statement in TV, thinking that Uzumaki Naruto's chakra attribute is only wind. Let me explain here that in the TV original, it is indeed said that when Hotake Kakashi tested for Uzumaki Naruto, the wind attribute displayed. The attribute I gave is the information in Book of Formation. It is said that it was written by Masashi Kishimoto himself, which is more accurate, and Baidu can also check it, so I didn't make more revisions. I also said before that most of the things in this book are based on comics, because in the TV originals, many places have been changed, which is different from comics. I can't say that well, as long as the gap is not too big, I will try my best to follow the introduction of the manga. Furthermore, ninjas can generally develop new attributes, and Uzumaki Naruto basically has all attributes in the later stage. After all, the people of the Otsutsuki family basically have all attributes, and it is normal for Uzumaki Naruto, as the reincarnation of Ashura and the aggregate of the power of the nine-tailed beasts, to have these attributes. Hehe. Just when Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura were in a dilemma, Shimura Danzo suddenly laughed. Have you forgotten the son of Konoha's White Fang? Hotake Kakashi created the record for the earliest graduation in the history of the ninja school. If Hotake Kakashi challenge Uchiha Kamizuki, then Uchiha Kamizuki will definitely lose. I'm afraid it's not right. After listening to Shimura Danzo's suggestion, Udatane Kaharu couldn't help raising his eyebrows slightly, and said, Hotake Kakashi has been personally taught by Konoha's White Fang since he was a child, and the Hotake sword technique of the Grandmaster Hotake family is naturally no problem in terms of strength. Let Hotake Kakashi challenge Uchiha Kamizuki, it is inevitable to win, but this does not achieve the effect we want. Hearing this, Mitokado Homura on the side also echoed, saying, Hotake Kakashi graduated from ninja school a long time ago, and now he is sprinting towards Chunin, so he is Uchiha Kamizuki's senior. And today's Uchiha Kamizuki has not yet graduated from ninja school. Under such circumstances, even if Hotake Kakashi wins Uchiha Kamizuki, it should be. In this way, the request to force Sarutobi to take back his life will not be met at all. Danzo, Hotake Kakashi, I don't think it's suitable. After hearing Mitokado Homura's words, Shimura Danzo shook his head indifferently and retorted. You are wrong. First of all, Hotake Kakashi and Uchiha Kamizuki are the same age and belong to the same age. Furthermore, Hotake Kakashi is taught by Konoha's White Fang, but Uchiha Kamizuki also has the blood of the Uchiha clan, which opened the two-tomo Sharingan. From this point of view alone, the two of them can draw, and it's not bad at all because they are seniors or not. Having said that, Shimura Danzo paused, observed the expressions of Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura, and then continued. As for Uchiha Kamizuki, who hasn't graduated from ninja school, it's even simpler. This Sunday is the ninja school's graduation exam. As long as Uchiha Kamizuki passes the ninja school's graduation exam, he will be recognized as a genin ninja by Konoha. As for Hotake Kakashi's Chunin exam, the date is at the end of this year, which means that the current Hotake Kakashi is still a genin level ninja. So, Hotake Kakashi and Uchiha Kamizuki, the fight between the two of them, is a completely fair duel. What Danzo said is somewhat reasonable. Udatane Kaharu turned his gaze to Mitokado Homura on the opposite side, and the two exchanged a glance. Udatane Kaharu focused his eyes on Shimura Danzo again, and continued to ask. How to implement the specific plan? It's finally done. Seeing this scene, Shimura Danzo was secretly happy in his heart before continuing to speak. Hehe. We are like this, Kaharu, you go to the Hotake clan and persuade them to let Hotake Kakashi, including Uchiha Kamizuki, challenge. Homura, you are going to question Sarutobi, let him agree to Uchiha Kamizuki, accept the challenge from Hotake Kakashi. And I was responsible for creating pressure on the fishing boat, so that people from the Uchiha clan ordered Uchiha Kamizuki to fight. No problem. Udatane Kaharu and Mitokado Homura agreed at the same time, expressing their understanding. Afterwards, the three of them had a detailed discussion about the details of the specific implementation. After half an hour, Shimura Danzo and the three of them broke up the meeting and started their respective preparations. Uchiha Kamizuki himself, who is in the center of Uzumaki, still has no idea that he has fallen into the full power of others. At this time, Uchiha Kamizuki was still celebrating that he got rid of Shimura Danzo's entanglement and had a party with Uchiha Obito and the others. Well, I think after this gathering, we will be separated, and the chances of seeing each other will become less and less. Uchiha Obito said sadly. What he is most afraid of is that after graduating from the ninja school, he will not be able to be assigned to a team with his dearest Lin. For this reason, Uchiha Obito is now worried about this every day, wishing to spend all his time with Lin. It is also for this reason that Uchiha Obito has not had any in-depth communication with Uchiha Kamizuki for almost half a year. Obito, you're right to be worried. At this moment, the cute Yuhihong also said with some melancholy. Based on your grades in school, it is estimated that all of us have graduated, and you haven't graduated yet. Naturally, it is impossible to be in a team with us. Quote. The scene was silent at first, and then everyone burst into laughter. Student, work hard, I am optimistic about you. While everyone was still laughing, Mitarashi Anko on the side, with an expression that I think you are optimistic about you, gently patted Uchiha Obito on the shoulder. Ha ha. A group of students laughed again, and the sadness of the whole audience, who was about to graduate and go their separate ways, was greatly weakened. Hateful. Being teased by two female students in the class, Uchiha Obito couldn't help but blushed, slammed the table, stood up, and shouted. Come on, let me tell you, I, Uchiha Obito, have passed the graduation exam this time. You guys, just wait and give me some love. Ha ha. Facing Uchiha Obito's rhetoric, all the classmates gave him an awkward but polite smile back. Asshole. Seeing this scene, Uchiha Obito's complexion became even more ugly. Just as he was about to get angry, Rin Nohara, who was sitting beside him, pressed him down. Actually, to be honest, I think we can be 100% sure that Kamizuki will pass the ninja school's graduation exam this time. Suddenly, Mitarashi Anko looked at Uchiha Kamizuki with bright eyes. Hearing this, others also turned their eyes to Uchiha Kamizuki, who was aside. Their envy was not concealed at all. It's okay, actually, everyone has a chance. Uchiha Kamizuki smiled lightly and encouraged everyone. Although Uchiha Kamizuki said so, he knew in his heart that the only ones present who had the chance to pass the ninja school graduation exam this time were Nakayumi, Uchiha Hirohara and him. Now the ninja school graduation exam is different from Uzumaki Naruto and others in the original book, as long as they can display the power of the three-body technique. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.